Totally her.
Change takes influence. Change takes grit. Grace. Heroes. Superheroes. Leaders. Teachers. Change takes patience. Understanding.
Identity is so much more than a name. We have to look out for one another.
50 years of lifetime.
Believer. Change takes every color. Change takes time. Time to change.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the video boards for a special presentation from the National Football League.
At the dawn of the 20th century, America was a country full of promise and hope for many. Black Americans faced a different reality, a nation separate and unequal. Yet their hope persisted. Pained by inequality, but inspired by resilience, writer and civil rights activist James Weldon Johnson put pen to paper. His words would become a unifying call, a hope for a brighter tomorrow, a timeless exhortation to lift every voice and sing.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening sky. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song of the faith that the third past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Let us march on till victory is won.
There are forces that want to take us back to another place. We don't want to go back. We want to go forward.
Teams have handled these moments in individual ways tonight. Both teams together, sign of unity. Both organizations embracing the opportunity to inspire change. It takes everyone.
This is the way of the Lord.
We decided that it's time to take a stand.
We're not going to still stand. We're going to do something different.
I'm worried about doing what's right for humanity. I'm just not going to talk football this year.
I'm doing it. Hey, Jay.
Jay, he helped me set up my watch list. Carl, he took care of my 401k rollover.
Wow, you call a lot.
Yeah, what kind of money are we talking about here?
Help from a team that will exceed your expectations.
There's more than one kind of luxury, but there's only one way to live in it. Your way. Experience luxury on your terms with Infinity Now. Service, test drives, purchase and leasing that comes to you. Get 0% APR for up to 72 months on only 2020 Infinity models.
Our produce standards are more than a label. It's a promise that every fruit on your table was chosen by someone who thinks farming and supported organic before it was cool. There's mighty high standards in that sour gold because that's what makes us whole.
Well, Flapper loves hot dogs, ghost pepper wings, and we love her dance skills.
Women have to dance. Ghost pepper wings. So good.
Get the new ghost pepper wings with a biscuit for just $4.99. Take them home and get them delivered.
I really appreciate that Patrick Price on my insurance, Jake from State Farm.
Here's the deal, Patrick. State Farm offers everyone's pricing great rates.
Remember to pay the favors for field passes. Come on.
When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Deliciously smooth, Starbucks natural cold brew. Now, in a can.
Name sports play. Here to remind you about before the break because they too busy for money. They got last 20 years or so. And now number 8 first off put the whole world on notice. They gave me ass. Welcome to a whole new era.
Did you know Geico is now offering an extra 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies?
Wow, okay.
That's 15% on top of what Geico could already save you. So what are you waiting for? Adina Menzel to sing your own theme song. Save an extra 15% when you switch by October 2nd.
Plans for the game? Sports are back.
I'm upgrading my TV big time. Best Buy has deals on Samsung, Sony.
Are you ready for some football? Monday Night Football returns this evening. Pittsburgh Steelers, New York Football Giants, WWE Monday Night Raw live reactions, play-by-play as well, beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for tuning in and watching. I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cool Hand Luke 96. Be sure, as always, to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Hit that thumbs up button as well, along with sharing using the hashtag Monday Night Football, hashtag PIT for Pittsburgh. The Steelers taking on the New York Giants this evening on Monday Night Football. Once again, hashtag PIT versus NYG for New York Giants, along with the hashtag WWE Thunderdome, as Monday Night Raw in your face this evening will once again culminate from inside the new WWE Thunderdome. So once again, thank you for tuning in and watching NFL Monday Night Football, Steelers Giants, as both teams will kick off their 2020 campaigns this evening, along with WWE Monday Night Raw. Chat questions and comments, along with super chats and super stickers, always greatly appreciated as well. So we're about, I'd say, 25 minutes or so away from kickoff at 7:15 Eastern Time from MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, home of the Giants and New York Jets, Jets, as they lost to the Buffalo Bills yesterday on the road in Orchard Park by 10, 27-17. Coming up at halftime, we will recap all of Week 1 in the National Football League, along with previewing is what is still to come next week, beginning with Thursday Night Football, Bengals, Browns, and we got some good news there, and I'll get more into that throughout the evening, so stay tuned. But Steelers Giants this evening, Big Ben Roethlisberger returning following a season-ending elbow injury that he actually suffered 1 year ago tomorrow. So the Steelers kicking off their 2020 season tonight on the road once again for the second consecutive year. However, the Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday Night Football have won 8 consecutive games, along with Mike Tomlin having an overall record on Monday night of 15-2, going up against a first-year head coach in Joe Judge as he left the Bill Belichick coaching tree. Now on his own with former Dallas Cowboy head coach Jason Garrett as his offensive coordinator. It'll be Big Ben Roethlisberger returning up against Daniel Jones. No more Eli Manning, as Eli has since retired. James Conner, Steelers, bell cow running back, up against Saquon Barkley. Last year's, 2 years ago, already now in his third NFL season, hard to believe, here in 2020. 2 years ago, back in 2018, the NFL Rookie of the Year. My preview, my prediction for the NFL is live right here on the channel, so be sure to go check that out. My prediction for Rookie of the Year this year is Tua Tagovailoa. We'll see how long it's going to take the Miami Dolphins to pull the plug on Ryan Fitzpatrick to start Tua, as they went on the road to Foxborough yesterday and lost by 10 to the New England Patriots with their new starting quarterback in Cam Newton. As mentioned, coming up at halftime, we'll recap all of Week 1 and also preview with what is still yet to come beginning on Thursday night with the Bengals and Browns, as we'll kick off Week 2. And as mentioned, some good news there. Yesterday didn't think I'd get the chance to actually watch that game, but we'll get more into that throughout the night, so stay tuned. But the NFL Monday Night Countdown crew now currently going over their picks for the upcoming Monday Night doubleheader as we kick off the season. And they always have a doubleheader for Monday Night Week 1. And the first game coming up here at 7 o'clock, 7:15 official kick. It'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road against the New York Giants. Then the nightcap is Tennessee on the road, the Titans against the Broncos. So if you will, please let me know in the comments below who you have winning both matchups this evening. Steelers, Giants, along with Titans and Broncos. And everybody having to do what they have to do here in the very, very weird and uncertain year of 2020, as they've set up shop actually in New York City on a rooftop. And obviously, yeah, a different look from what we've seen in years past, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes and keep trucking and move along. So it is what it is. At least we're still able to watch these NFL contests, as Week 1 will officially come to a close later on tonight following these two games this evening. There's Juju Smith-Schuster and Saquon Barkley hugging it out, former USC and Penn State alums, as they faced off in the 2017 Rose Bowl that USC won on a game-winning field goal. But now the Monday night kickoff. Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit are going to be on the call for this upcoming game, and then the now new normal Monday Night Football crew with Steve Levy, Louis Riddick, and Brian Griese will be on the nighttime call with Tennessee and Denver out in Mile High. So aerial shot of MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey, home of the Giants and Jets. Once again, also home of WrestleMania 29 and 35, coming up in about an hour or so at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. WWE Monday Night Raw live reactions play as well, so we'll get into that when the time comes. There's Big Ben Roethlisberger along with Mason Rudolph, who will officially be his backup this evening. Josh Dobbs, who they recently signed after trading him to Jacksonville this time last year, and the Jags just recently cutting him. He's back in the Steel City, however, inactive this evening, along with Duck Hodges, who Pittsburgh had to release, but then signed to the practice squad. David DeCastro out with an injury at the guard position on the offensive line, so the Pittsburgh Central Catholic Penn State alum Stefan Wisniewski will make his first Steeler start this evening at the guard position after coming over from the defending Super Bowl champion 54 Kansas City Chiefs. He's also played with the Raiders and Eagles. So Wisniewski going to be up there blocking for Ben to open up the play action. Dare it out downfield to Juju. They still have Deontay Johnson and James Washington as well, along with drafting Chase Claypool out of Notre Dame, a big tight end body, but a wide receiver. They also still have Vance McDonald at the tight end position, but also signed Eric Ebron to fill the tight end void as well. So they're going to play Pittsburgh Steelers football tonight. They're going to run the football. They're going to open up play action. Roethlisberger's going to air it out downfield. Hopefully he'll look all right, to say the least, in his first start in almost a year, following his elbow injury that sidelined him the rest of the season last year. And then the Steelers are just going to play good defense on top of it, with one of the best defenses in the National Football League. That's now being led by Cameron Hayward, who just re-signed for another 4 years to extend him to the potentially end of his career in the National Football League. TJ Watt at linebacker, and then Minka Fitzpatrick in the secondary, who they traded with from Miami at the end of September last year. If they can go 8-8 with Mason Rudolph and Duck Hodges and play good defense like they did last year, and now you have Ben Roethlisberger returning, run the ball with James Conner, Benny Snell in his second year now out of Kentucky, Tony McFarland from Maryland, who they drafted this past year in the draft, inactive tonight, but we'll see him eventually. They still have Jalen Samuels. So to me, from the games I've seen so far this weekend, as we're about ready to cap off week one after these games this evening, with it being week one, I believe Steelers on the road against the Giants. Yes, they are a 5-point favorite. Over-under is around 45. As Roethlisberger hugging it out with a few of his offensive teammates. It's going to be a slow ground and pound, old school type of football game with the Steelers and G-men here tonight, especially with Joe Judge in his first year at the helm, coming down from New England, as mentioned, a former assistant at Alabama under Nick Saban, and then also an assistant with Belichick and Foxborough the past few years as well. They have to establish a run game with Saquon Barkley, who is once again in now his third year. Hard to believe there. Was the rookie of the year 2 years back already. But Daniel Jones, the guy now in NYC, taking over for Eli, and we'll see what he's got. He played decently well last year in about 12 games or so, and he can air it out. The second-year quarterback out of Duke with the road loss this past weekend against Notre Dame, Chase Claypool's alumni, and hoping to see big things from him, as they drafted him early on this past April in the draft. Hard to say how many touches he'll get here this evening, along with just early on in the season, because it is still just week one. Like, everyone is once again overreacting with the outcomes and how these players are playing here early on, especially with 2020 as a whole. You know, you have new players and new coaches, as you normally would on teams, but then you have the coronavirus pandemic on top of that. There was no preseason. They had training camp for, the month and a half that they did, but this week everybody's, getting synced up with one another, basically in real game time, live action for the first time. So it'll take a few games, a few weeks until everybody works the kinks out as usual, as normal. It's just how it is. We see this every year, but everybody's at that point right now. It's overreaction week one into week two. So we'll see how tonight goes. Ben, from videos I've seen, with practice and finally shaving his beard because he said he wanted to shave until he was able to throw a football again following his injury. Excited to see how he's going to do tonight, but he is a future Hall of Fame quarterback. He's won 2 Super Bowls, been to 3, and like I said, if they can block up front, I mean, hell, they still have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL as well. If they can block up front, run the football when they need to, and then have him, air it out downfield too. And in most cases, one of the best wide receiving corps in the National Football League as well. Yes, a little young and inexperienced. I mean, Juju's for sure the clear-cut number 1, but really, is he still a number 1, if he would sign elsewhere? Because he is currently going into the last year of his deal as well, along with James Conner. So a few of these guys might very well be playing for their jobs this season. But as mentioned, if Pittsburgh can block up front, and I mean they will, but run the ball when they're able to and when they have to, and then have Roethlisberger air it out and play good defense, rely on the special teams, and Boswell and a new punter and Dustin Colquitt coming over from Kansas City. His father played with the black and gold back in the 70s and won a few Super Bowls. They'll be perfectly fine. And going back to overreacting and everybody needing to calm down. That's just where we're at right now because it is just week 1. So the Steelers actually holding up a banner on the sideline. It says Steelers against racism, as it doesn't look like we have any Pittsburgh Steelers taking a knee as we have the national anthem currently playing. There's a few Giants on a knee. There's a few players on both sides of the ball with either right or left fist in the air. A few players hands over their hearts, of course, but Steelers against racism with, I believe, names of people that have been lost recently due to that. So there's Alejandro Villanueva, a former U.S. veteran who a few years back when this was a big debate, the Steelers, I remember they were on the road in Chicago against the Bears. They ended up losing that game. It was earlier on in the season, I believe week 3, on a Sunday afternoon, and they got some heat along with everybody that either took knees, as they still are, along with potentially some teams also staying back in the locker room. Both teams out on the field for this. But now the Steelers with a banner, Steelers against racism. And yes, no doubt about that. That for sure needs to end. But everybody, yes, still has their own opinion. And it is still the freest country in the world as we live in the United States of America. We're all Americans. We all just need to band together and become one. And what is going on, that is still continuing to go on, but have it end. But nonetheless, try to keep politics as much as I can out of my live streams. Politics, sometimes they get themselves inserted into sports, sometimes they don't. Some broadcasts, they show the national anthem, sometimes they don't. It just depends. But players and coaches with their own opinions, their own voices that want to be heard. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. If you guys have chat questions or comments, let me know. Super chats, super stickers, always great appreciated as well. Like, follow, and subscribe. Links in the description below. The thumbs up button. Share hashtag NFL, hashtag Monday Night Football, and WWE Monday Night Raw about to begin at 8 p.m. Eastern Time as well. But this evening, Steelers, Giants. I mean, myself, I'm excited, even if it doesn't seem or sound like it. yeah, I haven't seen a Steeler football game since last December because they missed out on the playoffs once again with an 8-8 record. The past 2 years, there's been a handful of games, don't know off the top of my head, that one play here, one play there, you know, a boneheaded decision, whatever the case may be. They were, of course, close to winning those games, but all anybody ever remembers, especially in the record books, is whether you won or lost. So, Pittsburgh 8 straight on Monday night. I mean, that has to speak for something. And then Mike Tomlin 15-2 overall as the Steelers head coach on Monday Night Football, entering his 14th year already. Hard to believe there as well. Up against Joe Judge, who's never been head coach before, but he'll rely on Jason Garrett, I would think, to call some good plays tonight, maybe some trickery, catch a Steeler defense off guard. But we'll have to see if the new Steel Curtain defense is going to hold them down by any means or not. Like I said, if they can block up front, which they should be able to, run the ball, you know, when they have to. I mean, they have a good... I mean, Connor's not anything special by any means, don't get me wrong, but they have a good, decent, you know, two-headed backfield. Benny Snell can catch on in his second year now. But then have Roethlisberger be Ben Roethlisberger. So hopefully you folks are ready for some football. And no Bo Cephas, no Hank Williams Jr. for Monday Night Football opening anymore. They change up the theme. But we're going to be back in the New York groove with the Giants hosting the Steelers tonight on Monday Night Football. No fans in attendance due to COVID-19. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Should be a good game. It should be a good game. It honestly should. Like I said, because it's week one, you know, with both teams not really knowing how they'll play, that's why I said with how the games have gone so far this weekend, slow ground and pound, you know, run the ball, run the clock, and dun 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 dun. Monday Night Football, Steelers and Giants. Everyone, excuse me, of course, wearing a mask. And the Steelers won the toss, deferred their option in the second half. Giants are going to get the ball here to begin. We'll see DJ number 8, Daniel Jones, and Saquon Barkley here early on. Dion Lewis, former Pitt product, Panther, Patriot, and Titan back to receive. Chris Boswell on to kick off for the black and gold, and here we go. Steelers on to kick off, left to right for the New York Football Giants. Touchback in the end zone, 1st and 10, Giants at your 25-yard line. Left to right across your television screen, radio and audio dial. Once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. Yes, high expectations for the Steelers if they can do what they need to do. They are a Super Bowl caliber team, but that's on paper. They need to go out and play the games on the field and show what they got in order to win. It's not decided on a piece of paper, it's decided on the field. Jones under center, but they're going to audible, and he's now in the gun, empty set, 5 wide. Saquon out of the backfield now, top of your screen in the slot. Jones over the middle on the slant, 1st down out past the 35 to the 38. That's Sterling Shepard, the Sooner, for 13 yards, picking up the Giant 1st down. Now Jones going to be under center. Saquon back of the 30, out of the eye. 2 tight end set. Omaha. Jones going to hand off Saquon Barkley, and the Steelers with a stop right at the line of scrimmage. Vince Williams on the stop for the black and gold.
to have him back healthy this year. And of course,
Good to see Pittsburgh Steelers football back here in 2020. Empty set once again, 5 wide for Jones and the Giants. Nebraska, Nebraska, Nebraska. And Jones gonna go over the middle. It's dropped by Evan Ingram right at the first down marker. Incomplete, third down. There's Jason Garrett on the Giant sideline now. Not clapping his hands by any means just yet, but he does sort of have a new look, of course, with the Giant polo on now. Got a new fresh set of glasses. He's probably saying, hey, look, after last night's Sunday night game with the Cowboys losing on the road against the Rams, hey, it's not all me. You know, I did my best, and I mean, you guys still let me go and hired a new head coach, and you still can't win. So it is what it is. Giants out of the gun from the 37. Jones complete over the middle, another first down out past midfield. Sterling Shepard, the hot receiver right now, hot hand, picking up 2 big first downs on this opening Giant drive.
All you have is Vince Williams in the middle there. Actually, it's actually Devin Bush. But look at that soft spot in the zone. The time, the protection was key for Jones as he evaluated, lifted, and then found that hole in the middle.
Ball at the 49 on the right side of the 59 for the Giants. Toss near side, Saquon Barkley. Saquon gonna get to the 43-yard line, it looks like. Gonna be a few yards shy of a first down.
You like the look of what Jason Garrett's doing with this offense with Daniel Jones. They converted on that third down.
The Giants' offense is going to be very similar to what Dallas has been in years past with Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. Saquon going to be brought down in the backfield by Terrell Edmonds.
Also watch him work on the outside and get off the block using his hands. That's not necessarily the strength of Evan Ingram. He's known for his ability to catch the ball and split out wide. At times he tries to make a block and just gets thrown into the backfield.
Third down once again.
Linebacker that time makes a nice play.
Trip, stop your screen. 12:33 to play in the opening quarter. Daniel Jones looking to throw. Gonna go over the middle. It's caught, but first down, line to gain a few yards further on downfield. They're going to be about 2 yards shy. It's going to be fourth down. A decent first opening drive for the Giants tonight. We'll see if they go for it here on fourth down or not. See what they do here. Offense still on the field. Giants are going to go for it here early on. Potentially try to draw the Steeler defense off sides, as Breeze and the Saints were able to do that a lot yesterday with the Bucs. Motion man Sterling Shepard. And now we have a whistle. We're going to have a delay game on the Giants, so that's going to back them up about 4th and 7, 4th and 8. They'll end up punting now. They'll end up punting, and then we'll get the Steelers on offense here for the first time this season. Giants on to punt. And fair catch coming for at the 13, and he muffs it, and the Giants are going to recover it at the 1 yard line. You have to be kidding me. Who the hell was that back deep to receive? The Giants have it. First and goal at the 1. You have to be kidding me. There's a scrum. The Giants have it now. Officially, they're going to say at the 3 yard line. And one of the refs gets taken down in the process. You have Deontay Johnson. Jesus Christ. Fair catch. And he muffs it. Hit him right in the shoulder. And yeah, the Giants had it there at first. And then a scrum. I don't get why he just let it go, and then you let him down inside the 5-yard line. And now the Giants, after a good opening drive, they set up shop 1st and goal at the 3-yard line, knocking on the door after an early Steeler miscue. Jones out of the gun, going to hand off Saquon Barkley. Saquon going to pick up about a yard or so. 2nd and goal. So they're for sure now going to get a field goal out of this, at least, if not score a touchdown and put up 7. We saw this how many times yesterday with the Bucs shooting themselves in the foot. And now here early on, the Steelers are doing the same goddamn thing. 2nd and goal. 10:50 to play here in the first. Out of the gun, 3 wide. Jones gonna be, they're gonna say incomplete. They're going to say incomplete, so 3rd and goal, but he got hit. From the looks of it, both T.J. Watt and Bud Dupree off the edge. And that very well could be a fumble. Pittsburgh would want to take a look at it, but it's not going to help them out by any means because it's a 3rd and goal. They're down away from forcing them to a field goal after their own fumble. But the Giants still recovered, and they would have moved it up to the 1-yard line. Sterling Shepard in motion, fake the give to him. Over the middle, it's incomplete. Evan Ingram, the intended target in the end zone. So the Steelers still find a way to force the Giants to a field goal here after a muff punt on the fumble there on the punt return. But still, just don't like to see that. But it is still week 1. They'll work everything out, but that's not something anytime, regardless of when it is in the season, that you would like to see. So Graham Gano now on to attempt a chip shot, 21-yard field goal attempt, the old extra point. Kick up and good. Giants now lead the Steelers 3-0 with 10:34 to play in the opening quarter after a giant punt that the Steelers muffed. Giants set up shop then inside the 5 before being forced to a early field goal. So if you are just now tuning in, Giants 3, Steelers nothing. And for some reason, okay, we have a technical difficulty there. Okay, maybe this is why. For some reason, battery on my stream has gone down, so hopefully this will stick and be all right. We're gonna do what we gotta do here, but yeah, after a early Steeler miscue, the Giants end up with a field goal here early on. Hear the new Subway commercial as well with the Watt Boys. You come here every day. And we should be all right here. This. And hopefully we'll be good there. We should be all right. No, maybe not. God damn it! What the hell?
Thank you.
Why is this not working now? Works any other time. So we're going to add to the list of technical difficulties, and hopefully this will work out. We'll have to keep an eye on this. If not, if not, we'll have to potentially end this and then restart. But not what I'm liking to see right now. With obviously the Steelers and that fumble, but then on my end with the stream. So we should be all right here. We'll find out eventually. But yeah, we should be all right now. We'll see. Yeah, Giants would have had 3rd and goal from the 1 because they still recovered.
John Perry, our rules expert, what's your take on that play?
Yeah, that's probably why we didn't see a challenge there. Empty hand fumble, but
So,
by the Giants. Fumble forward, touchdown.
yeah, all right.
Correct, no check.
Back to normal for the most part, it looks like. So, we're going to have another kickoff here. Giants up 3-0 after the early field goal. Steelers going to be right to left across your television screen, radio and audio dial. Here comes Big Ben Roethlisberger for the first time in almost 1 year to the day. As you know, he's excited to be back, but then he's also nervous, as he's even stated he feels like a rookie once again.
Remember 2 years ago, career highs in yards and touchdowns.
Out of the gun for the black and gold, 25-yard line. Got a hand off James Conner on 1st and 10. Going to pick up a few yards, 2nd down. And if anybody is in fact experiencing any technical issues, technical problems, technical difficulties on your end while watching, please let me know. It seems like yeah, everything's back to normal for the time being. I don't know if that actually cut out by any means whenever that just occurred, but it looks like we're good. So 2nd down, another handoff, James Conner for another 3 or so yards to the 30. 3rd down. It's going to be 3rd and 5 from the 30 for the Steelers.
It is, but their defensive line, they feel really good about what they have up front. They have some size, they have some athletic ability with Dexter Lawrence out of Clemson. Leonard Williams, of course, spent the first part of his career with the Jets, came over to the Giants last year. Outside pressure, Lorenzo Carter, 50.
Out of the gun. 3 wide. Man in motion now near side. That's Deontay Johnson, who had the muff punt. But keep your head up and move on. And then a little screen. Roethlisberger somehow gets rid of it under pressure, and it falls incomplete, intended for James Conner. So a very, very quick 3 and out for the Steelers now on the road after their first offensive drive. Not a good start by any means here tonight on Monday Night Football against the Giants. The Giants on their opening drive had a somewhat decent drive, and then they punt. The Steelers muff the punt. They force them to a field goal, hold them to 3, but they go 3 and out then on their opening drive too. So Dustin Colquitt on to punt, and going to be fielded around the 40, out past the 42 to the 43. It'll be 1st down Giants from there, as we'll head to another commercial break here early on Monday Night Football. So as we work out the technical difficulties, knock on wood, don't want to jinx myself by any means, but so far there's been no buffer, no disconnect, and no reconnect. But that's just a typical YouTube stream on my end anymore. So it is what it is. We move forward with that as well. But then, the battery, for some unknown reason, even though it was working perfectly fine for however long until it cut out there for a second, just for some reason quit. And so with the disconnect, I would think, if I watched it on playback, or if anybody knows, please let me know. I'll have to see. When then getting everything back to normal here. So yeah, it looks like it's perfectly fine. So, and it's plugged in, so it should be good. But yeah, that was just very, very odd. One thing I was not expecting tonight by any means, along with the Steelers muffing a punt to start the season, after finishing 8-8 once again last year, and then going 3 and out on their opening drive. And at least would have thought they would have, marched downfield a little bit before they would have had to punt. But a total of 5 yards on 3 plays with 2 rushes and an incomplete pass. So might be a long game here if it gets any worse. But Monday Night Raw about to begin at 8 p.m. Eastern Time as well. So we should be all right. We should be good. We'll be going to around 11 p.m. Eastern Time once again with Monday Night Football, the doubleheader. We'll catch this game, of course, with that just starting up a little bit ago. About 10 minutes to play in the opening quarter if you're just now tuning in. And then Titans-Broncos later on, but Monday Night Raw must be Monday. Raw Underground at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. That'll be 3 hours from 8 to 11, of course, as usual. So we'll be here. So I'm sure there's a link for all the virtual NFL experience that we're seeing, as with the NBA, NHL, the WWE Thunderdome, all that. That's basically all you have to do, but I haven't seen anything or heard from anybody that has actually done that. But first down, Giants, incomplete over the middle, almost intercepted by the Steelers. Jones going to hand off Saquon Barkley, and Bud Dupree once again with the stop in the backfield. Third down and long for the Giants.
He has such speed coming off the edge right here. Keep in mind, he's 270 pounds. So while Will Hernandez is pulling around,
Bud Dupree unblocked coming off the far edge, taking down the former Nittany Lion for a loss of a few in the backfield. So third and long for Big Blue. Up 3 with 7:50 to play here in the opening quarter. Steelers bring 4, screen near side, complete Saquon Barkley, and Saquon's going to be brought down after only a yard gain. Bud Dupree once again. Bud Dupree once again with the stop. So fourth down, so a quick 3 and out there as well for the Giants here tonight. So Pittsburgh's defense, nonetheless, playing pretty good so far, but special teams already a factor with the muff punt, and then also now a quick 3 and out on their opening drive, not being able to move the ball whatsoever. So we'll have to see what they do here on their upcoming drive following this giant punt. Let it go. If it's not there, fair catch signal for the 18, and Johnson comes down with it. He might be having a hard time seeing that ball tonight for some reason, because when he just caught that, he fell down right away, acting as he was going to let it go and bounce, and as if he didn't get it. But it'll be Steeler football now. 1st and 10 when we return. 3-0 Giants once again. Ball going to be at the 18-yard line for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And what could be a very, very good year if they play their cards right. But if not, if they finish, say, 8-8 once again, even with a winning record. They've had 13 straight winning seasons. Yeah, it could be the end of Ben Roethlisberger in Pittsburgh. It could also be the end of Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh. And then, if we get to that point, depending on who they bring in, I would think we're going to have a new running back then at that point as well. James Conner, as mentioned, he's good, but he's not that good. And I've stated that before. He's nothing special by any means. But they have to be able to block in order to run the football, regardless of who the back is. But, honestly, you go back to Le'Veon Bell, who's now injured and going to be out for a few weeks for the Jets. Even when he was there, he would have, some trouble. But they still have one of the best O-lines in the league. Don't get me wrong. But they need a true number 1 running back. But you see teams across the league all the time anymore. You go by committee. You have 2, 3 running backs. All the Patriots, I think, have 4. along with Cam Newton now at quarterback, running the ball for him too. So if we get to that point, which hopefully we don't for years to come, that's when we'll discuss that more. But for the time being, you know, like I said, if they can just run the football, and Roethlisberger, I mean, a couple years ago, he led the league in a few different categories before being hurt last year. If, you know, they can block up front for both of them, run the ball then, and, you know, play good defense, they'll be fine. But they got to get something going on offense. They can't stall after a few different plays. Connor going to get the carry once again, a 2-yard run for him, and he's going to be stopped. But like I said, I am expecting a, you know, slow ground and pound type football game tonight. So it's nothing, you know, by surprise by any means. So we'll see how this shakes out tonight. I don't know if they're afraid for him to throw here early on or not, as he's going to throw now. Quick screen, and it's going to be dropped by James Conner. So Conner can't even run the ball, let alone catch it out of the backfield and try to get upfield. So now Pittsburgh has another 3rd down. Like, something's got to give. Like, you know, eventually they'll, you know, start hooking up and everything will work out. But until then, they still have to. Jeez, it's like I said, if they can win and have a decent offense and play good defense with the quarterbacks they had last year, and you have Roethlisberger now come back. Roethlisberger over the middle, going to be caught at the 30-yard line, 1st down Steelers. Juju Smith-Schuster. Man in motion. Ben going to hand off. James Conner once again. He's going to be stuffed to the line of scrimmage. Like, can you please get a better running back? Like, come on. Like, give Benny Snell a chance if Connor's not going to cut it. Regardless of how this season goes, I don't see Connor in Pittsburgh next year. I don't. Let alone probably on any other team. But that's as of now. Things can change, of course. Blue 20, blue 20. Third down, Steelers. Ball at the 33. Roethlisberger deep down the far sideline. It's going to be caught by Chase Claypool, but was he in bounds? They say catch. Big first catch for the rookie out of Notre Dame. And that's a catch. He had his left foot in, and then he dragged his right. That's Santonio Holmes-esque out past midfield. Big first down for the Steelers. And Roethlisberger going to hand off. Benny Snell lowers the shoulder. All right. Picks up about 4 yards on that first down run. Snell could eventually, you know, become the #1 guy at tailback if need be. If things work out, of course. But a big catch by Chase Claypool. Is a drafted this past year in the draft out of South Bend, Indiana. 2nd down. And Ben going to hand off again. Snell breaks a tackle. Going to be brought down about a yard or so shy of the first down markers for 3rd down and short, about 3rd and 2. Giants lead 3-0 with 3:23 here in the opening quarter to play. Empty set on 3rd and short. Ben near side. It's caught. James Conner at the 25-yard line. First down, Pittsburgh. All right, this is what I like to see. Somewhat decent drive compared to their first two, including the muff punt that should have began their first drive, but they had to wait a few more minutes. But a simple, quick 2-yard out route right at the sticks for Connor, and Ben right on the money, getting the ball out as fast as he possibly could, and Connor picked up the first down. James Conner on the run here, no gain on the play, 2nd down and 10.
You're seeing a lot of pre-snap movement, jet motion, a lot of misdirection. Matt Canada came over to help them. He's now the quarterback coach and had so many ideas. If you go back to his career at the collegiate level, where he did have a lot of success at places like Pitt and NC State. He went down to LSU, and what he's done is he just tried to help Ben and this offense out by giving the defense some things to try to make it confuse him and give them more window dressing.
Ben out of the gun. Wheel route, no. Screen near side. Connor on the completion. Going to be 2 yards once again for him. 3rd down and 8. Pouncey holding his left knee as well. So a few aches and pains to begin the season, being hit in real-time live game action for the first time this season here tonight. So about a minute to play here in the first. Steelers now in the red zone, knocking on the door. 3rd down. No tight ends as of yet. No Eric Ebron or Vance McDonald, and Roethlisberger overthrows Benny Snell coming out of the backfield on the screen. So Pittsburgh going to have to settle for a field goal from Chris Boswell. And that pass looked to just have slipped out of Ben's hands as he was being hit from a giant defender. So incomplete, 4th down. Here comes your Wizard of Oz from 41 yards out.
Years, we've made it the longest lasting, but only you can forge freedom into the chest. We make it so you can go anywhere and do anything, but only you can write the stories it will tell. Because the truth is, we don't make Jeep.
Right now, get $3,250 combined cash allowance plus $1,000 bonus cash on 2020 Jeep Grand Cherokee models.
What if once in a blue moon happened more than once in a blue moon? Reach for the moon.
There were days when the stars so blue.
We're waiting to hear something.
This was for sure me all off season long. Especially in a year like this, when we didn't have any sports at all for how long? Now that everything is to an extent back. Monday Night Football, Steelers and Giants kicking things off this season. Titans Broncos still to come later on tonight in the nightcap. With under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Steelers on the kickoff. Had one turnover on the muff punt, but that was then. This is now. They had a good drive just on their last drive there. So unless those 3 giant points obviously come back to bite them and they lose by 3 or anything less than that, you know, okay. we'll know why. But for now, we should be okay. We should be all right. Steelers in the game, along with the live stream here with some technical problems, but nonetheless, 1st and 10, Giants, 25-yard line. Daniel Jones complete and 11 yards. His first reception here tonight. Jones going to hand off Saquon Barkley. He makes a man miss, but then brought down right away by Tuitt and Williams. And that'll do it for the first quarter. It looks like that'll be the final play of the first quarter. Run out. And at the end of one, it'll be Steelers and Giants tied at 3. Empty set 5 wide, but whistles blow. End of the first quarter. Steelers on the road. Just tied it up with a field goal at 3 apiece. So end of one, Steelers 3, Giants 3. Chase Claypool by far with the best play of the night. Both sides. For Pittsburgh and New York. With that catch on the far sideline and toe dragging it for the completion. Pittsburgh has to establish a run game. They have to be able to run the ball in order to win this. Because if not, Ben's going to have to do too much, especially in his first game back. You don't want him throwing as much, but you want him to get back into a rhythm, which eventually he'll get to. But then, defensively, you don't want your defense on the field the whole entire game. We saw what Houston did on Thursday on the road against Kansas City. Their defense could not get off the field by any means whatsoever. And Kansas City took control of that game and ended up winning. So, run the ball, open up the play action, and they have to be able to run the ball. Especially with James Conner, not being that good of a running back. Like I said, he's not anything special by any means, but, I'll take what I can get out of him for the time being. But if there's someone, come next year, like you said, we'll get to that point. When we get to that point, we'll talk about it then. But if there's somebody next year for agency draft time, that's going to fit better, do that rather than what they have done. But really, drafting running backs too recently for them, they haven't had much success. I mean, Benny Snell hasn't done a whole lot. I mean, he's average. He's really not anything special either, to be honest with you. And Samuels is your scat back. He's your Swiss Army knife. And, we have yet to see him. We'll see if we do get him tonight. But I mean, they drafted McFarland out of Maryland, but he's inactive, so there's nothing really, they can do there then. But, like I said, they haven't got the tight end involved either tonight, as of yet, with Vance, Ronald McDonald, and Eric Ebron, who they signed in free agency, which was a big get to help out the position. They really haven't had that good of a tight end since Heath Miller retired. So, if they can go back into the playbook there and, open that up, they'll be all right. It's still week 1. I know I'm overreacting too, but as we all are, but still, you obviously, always expect more. So, Daniel Jones looking to throw, complete near side, and a giant first down. And the tight end flat goes for a first down at midfield. Weird seeing Jason Garrett with the Giants. It's like he went to the Texans. He's in the same division as the boys still. Hand off Saquon, and Tyson not even going to attempt his last name with the tackle. He's been on the team for a couple years. I still don't know how to say his name. But 94 on the stop. right there in the middle on the D line. So
Some experience trying to come in and play center, but it's one thing, you got to get the pulse right, and you're going against this defense. And I know
second and long after the stop in the backfield. Pittsburgh bringing some pressure from the secondary. Pass going to be incomplete over the middle on the slant, so third down.
continue to try to get into the middle of that defense. They're not blocking Butler free at all so far. No. Now, and again, you got the rookie across from them, Andrew Thomas. That's why the ball's out fast. And most of these early down throws on first and second down. Tougher to do that here on third down.
Number 4 pick, welcome to the league. You could not draw a tougher assignment for a rookie left tackle.
Just to go since left TJ Watt. We've seen a lot of left and free.
Daniel Jones going to be incomplete over the middle once again. No flag. Now flag comes in. That's going to be defensive pass interference. That was a late flag from the back judge.
Joe Hayden, the 11-year savvy tactician at corner.
Pass interference on Joe Hayden, the former Brown. Automatic first down. I don't know about that. These pass interference calls week one have been absolutely ridiculous. There's been way too many of them. Just let them play. That's PI though. I'll give him that. He basically tackled him. Daniel Jones fakes a give. Play action deep down the middle in the end zone. It's going to be caught. Touchdown Giants. Slayton with the reception. 9-3 pending the extra point. Nice play. And then Darius Slayton from 41 yards out for the score. A simple post over the middle, yeah. And Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes, right on the money. Touchdown, G-Men.
With the speed there, Chris, Darius Slayton, he's that vertical. He's that one receiver that's that vertical threat to get downfield, and the middle field safety, Minka Fitzpatrick.
Extra point up and good, 10-3. The Giants now leading the Steelers with 13:45 to play in the first half.
He made 7 catches last year when the ball traveled more than 20 yards. He's got 1 this year. Jones and the Giants have the lead again.
Not a good look there with Pittsburgh's defense, but just some busted coverage. Fitzpatrick was the only man deep in the secondary, and man-to-man, Danny Dimes right on the money and found his receiver for the touchdown. So not much else to say about that. A good play. It was a good play call from Jason Garrett, and by the looks of it, I mean, it looked like the front seven of the Steeler defense was shocked that Jones didn't even hand off to Saquon. Then he kept it, and then they're on their heels trying to backpedal and get back, and the one receiver that was going long was wide open basically in the end zone in man-to-man coverage, and Jones found him for the score. So not a good start by any means whatsoever in any aspect right now for the Steelers. I mean, offensively, well, we'll start special teams because the defense held the Giants on their opening drive, 3 and out after about a first down or so. They go out past midfield a little bit, but you have the muff punt, start there. That should never happen, especially inside the 15-yard line. Like, if you're not gonna, catch it, or if you're gonna fair catch it, and you're being swarmed, just let it go. Let them down it, But no, muff punt, they recover, they kick a field goal. You hold them to a field goal at least, but still, you just gave them 3 points. And then 3 and out, they can't run the ball in their opening drive then. Defense been on the field a lot so far tonight. No wonder they just got beat for a 41-yard touchdown pass from Daniel Jones to Darius Slayton. And, I mean, the last Steeler offensive drive, you know, wasn't bad. It was better than the first, don't get me wrong, but field goals aren't going to cut it all the time. They are not going to cut it. Especially when you're already now down 7 on the road, week 1. But regardless of whenever the game is, field goals will not cut it. You have to score touchdowns. And with the caliber of players they have on offense, and Roethlisberger coming back, yeah, like I said earlier, in some positions, you know, young and unexperienced to an extent, or new players, you know, stepping in and trying to step up. But, you know, something's got to give. We'll see what happens. I mean, yeah, the pass interference, they threw that penalty in. That's what kept the drive going, but that was a clear-cut PI. You know, don't get me wrong, but penalties, oh my God. Catch the damn ball, will you? James Conner on the screen. Incomplete again, hit him right in the hands. Get him out. Will you just, like, come on. And for some reason, James Conner's still in the ball game. They still need to establish a run. Toss them. And about a yard on that. Like, oh my.
One thing, guys, I noticed is the Steelers' offense is on the sideline, very frustrated.
Yeah, I would say that they're frustrated too. I mean, when you start this slow, like, come on, you probably should be in a special needs class. Jalen Samuels in the ball game now at running back. Third and 9 from the 26. Ben gonna... Jesus Christ. Incomplete. 10 for Vance McDonald. Another quick 3 and out. But credit to the Giants defense. They're getting after Ben and making him force passes that he doesn't want to throw. Just, I don't know what to say right now. I don't. Cole quit on to punt again. Gonna be filled at the 15-yard line. Missed tackle. Missed tackle. Missed tackle. Another missed tackle before being brought down to the 35-yard line after a 20-yard return. And going back to all aspects now. Defense on the field way too much because they're being stopped on offense, quick 3 and outs, left and right, and then they can't cover a simple punt return. Like, by the end of the night, I'm going to gain, you know, about probably 50 years onto my life if they don't, you know, start playing some good football. But it's not like they're out of it by any means. I get, okay, yeah, they're still only down 7, but the way they've played so far, like, they, to this point, have not showed up, other than their second drive, that, for some reason, had to end in a field goal. So, just pathetic. 1st and 10 from the 35. Jones, under center, and it's going to be picked off by T.J. Watt. All right. Turned down for Watt, and maybe now some momentum for the Steelers. Let's get the run game going on offense. You have good field possession. You're going to have the ball around the 30, 35-yard line, depending on where they spot it at. T.J. Watt with the pick right at the line of scrimmage. And, you know, He almost actually just deflected it, but he came down with the catch. A big defensive play by T.J. Watt. Younger brother of J.J., who's in Houston with the Texans. Derek just signed with the Steelers as well, fullback. So 2/3 of the Watt boys are in the Steel City, and Daniel Jones with an early miscue here in the first half as well. But now Pittsburgh, with good field possession, get their run game going. They hand off. That's Benny Snell. Run the hot hand. Do not put James Conner back in the ball game until Benny Snell, starts not doing so good. Because so far, with the two backs, with the few carries that they both have, Benny Snell's been the better running back to this point. And in the meantime, WWE Monday Night Raw about to begin as well, so we'll get that on and see what they got cooking on Monday Night Raw in your face inside the Thunderdome this evening. But Roethlisberger now going to hand off again. Going to be stopped right at first down markers. Benny Snell should be 3rd and inches. I mean, even if you get a field goal out of this, okay, I'll take it. And then you're only down 4. But when you get a early turnover in the first half, especially I believe it was the second play of that Giant drive, you have to score points. You have to score points here. Especially with the way they've been playing so far. I mean, if they can tie this up and, have it be at 10 apiece, 11 and change to play in the first half, take it into halftime and, play good in the second half, okay. And now they can't even, Roethlisberger asked the ref to reset the play clock, but they didn't, and then now the Steelers are going to get a delay of game. Instead of 3rd and inch is going to be 3rd and 6. And now Monday Night Raw, as mentioned, kicking off. I do know tonight we'll have a few championship matches with Asuka and Mickie James for the Raw Women's title, along with Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura coming over from Friday Night SmackDown, the brand-to-brand invitational, if you will. That'll be a non-title match, though, but it involves your Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Champs with the Street Profits on the Raw brand and Cesaro and Nakamura on the SmackDown side of things. Roethlisberger looking to throw. It's complete, the 15-yard line. There's Eric Ebron with his first Steeler reception here tonight. First down, black and gold inside the red zone. First down and 10. And then we also have a steel cage match with Seth Rollins and Dominic Mysterio, along with the WWE Champion Drew McIntyre taking on Limitless Keith Lee. Look for Randy Orton to get involved in that finish. But a big first down pickup for the Steeler offense. Roethlisberger to Eric Ebron. 1st and 10 now, officially 13 out of the pistol. Ben gonna fake the give, looking to throw again for Deontay Johnson. Incomplete. Under 10 to play here in the second quarter. 10-3 Giants. We're just now tuning in. Raw kicking off as well. The Thunder rolls in WWE Thunderdome as well when you share this now on social media. Monday Night Football, Steelers on the road, down 7, 10-3 against the New York Football Giants. Second down. Knocking on the door after a giant turnover. So now the Steelers trying to Roethlisberger out of the gun, empty set, looking to throw. Pump fakes, complete over the middle of the 10-yard line. And Vance McDonald on the reception. 3rd down at the 10. But the Steelers now also trying to capitalize and score off a turnover, as the Giants did the same off the Steeler muffed punt and ended up with 3 points. Tonight on In Your Face Raw, Drew McIntyre, Keith Lee inside the Thunderdome. I don't know why they're doing the In Your Face thing. That's just something Vince was probably saying backstage, or somebody got in somebody's face, and the rest is history. Steel cage match, Rollins and Dominic Mysterio. Trips near side, Roethlisberger looking to throw, has a man in the end zone. It's going to be caught. Touchdown, Juju Smith-Schuster once again. And it was a simple simple fake, a 10-yard touchdown reception. So 10-9 pending the extra point. Yeah, a simple crossing route from the slot position from Juju, from right to left, and now the extra point, gonna doink off the right, left arm. Oh my God. Extra point's no good. You have to be kidding me. They can't even kick an extra point, for God's sakes. Doinks off the right, upright, and no good. So the Giants still lead by 1, 10-9. Drew McIntyre kicking off Raw. The Scottish Psychopath, your chosen one as WWE Champion in the ring. If we do experience more technical difficulties with the stream, with Monday Night Football and Monday Night Raw, it'll be more so than not due to the fact with a few things connected all at once. So we'll see how the next few hours or so go. Giants going to be getting the ball back up a point still, 10-9. That's ridiculous. You can't even kick an extra point. You can kick a field goal, but you can't make an extra point. So Boswell 1 for 1 on the year for field goals, but 0 for 1 on extra points because it doinked off the upright. Like, give me a break. Like, come on. Some flashbacks to Orton attacking McIntyre and then McIntyre attacking Orton over the past few weeks on Raw. They'll face each other a week from Sunday now, actually. 2 weeks from yesterday. WWE Clash of Champions. WWE Championship. Clash of Champions Gold Rush, as they're calling it now. So, yeah. I mean, coming off of SummerSlam, I mean, it's been all right. Been better than what it's been, but still to a point, you know, not as good as what it probably should be with pro wrestling, to say the least. But the Steelers, I mean, even when they're doing something right, they can't even do it right. You know? I don't even know if that makes any sense, but, like, I think you folks understand what I'm trying to say. Like, one, they, to start out, can't do anything right. But then when they're doing something right, it's going to finish up and, you know, end not in their favor. You know, because they're still down a point. We've had 2 touchdowns now. We've had 2 field goals, but a missed extra point, and that's the difference. So, come on. Steelers now the 25-yard line.
Feeling as though he had lost the fun version of himself. So celebrating with the touchdown dance afterwards means something to him. Being able to play with Ben means something to him. He's trying to return to the fun-loving player that he's been and being able to make plays. I
mean, they took advantage of the short field. You know, they ended up scoring 6, but 7's better, as they're on the stairway to 7 still. And, you know, maybe after tonight, if they can pick up a win, you know, finally knock off one of those first steps or rungs, so to speak, you know, climbing that stairway to 7 to get back to the promised land to win another Lombardi. But Bud Dupree having a hell of a game on defense so far for the Steeler defense, with another behind the line of scrimmage tackle in the backfield on Saquon Barkley. Saquon with a few rushes for now negative yardage. That's a false start. Come on. They blow the whistles. And false start. 5 yards. They'll replay the down. So still second down. Giants lead the Steelers 10-9. McIntyre in the ring cutting a promo, I would assume, on Randy Orton. But he's going to face Keith Lee tonight. Keith Lee could very well be in included now over the next few weeks into that WWE Championship match at Clash of Champions, if need be, because he's in the storyline right now with McIntyre, Orton, and Keith Lee, and making a triple threat potentially. Jones on the screen, complete Saquon Barkley. Saquon down the far sideline and hurdles a man out past midfield. I've seen that a lot in person. And then finally brought down. We'll see where they spot the ball, but they faked the handoff, faked the end around, and then hit Saquon on the screen and had everybody confused. And a few broken tackles, and then didn't catch who Saquon hurdled there by any means, but then he was brought down by Minkah Fitzpatrick. A big pickup for the Giants. First down and 10 now at the 44. Pass over the middle, complete. Evan Ingram at the 20. Flag comes in as well. This will probably either be a defensive hold or a pass interference. Pass interference on the offense. Pass interference on Evan Ingram. They're going to replay the down. We've seen a lot of pass interferences this weekend, and you know, some are clear cut, but then some aren't. Just let them play football. That was a clear push off there. So, I mean, the two that they've called so far tonight, yeah, they're for sure PIs, but some of the others I've seen this weekend, like, come on, give me a break. Like, just no. Like, let them play. You don't have to throw the flag on every single play. Out of the eye. Jones going to fake the give and throws it in the ground on the screen, incomplete. And they say 82 was the intended target, so no intentional grounding. Yeah, that's pass interference on AJ Green. And then the Ram Cowboy one last night on Sunday Night Football with Ramsey and Michael Gallup. Until Gallup pushed off, it was clean. And they call it PI on both of them. And I wouldn't necessarily say that cost the Cowboys the game, because they had a chance before then to kick a field goal and they went for it and didn't get it. And, you know, the Cowboys right now are still the same old Dallas Cowboys, and they lost last night on Sunday Night Football on the road against the Rams 20-17. As mentioned, coming up at halftime, we'll recap Week 1 and preview Week 2. Daniel Jones going down on the sack. And Vince Williams with his first sack of the season here this evening. Right up the middle, unblocked. Giants offensive line not so far doing that good up the middle, you know, untouched. And Wayne Gallman, the former Clemson Tiger, on the halfback screen over the middle, complete. Not going to be enough for first down, though. Fourth down, Giants, so they're going to have to punt. Steelers going to get the ball back. And then the Steelers also have that interception as well. But the Giants still lead because of the extra point missed. Postman Pierce coming out to talk to Drew, and then now here comes Keith Lee. Keith Lee walking down to the ring. We'll get this match later on. It'll probably be the main event, I'm thinking. Giants on the punt for, I believe, the third time of the evening. And ball going to be fielded at the 15-yard line. No return, though. Brought down right away. First and 10 from there when we return for the Steelers. Down 1, 10-9 on the road tonight on Monday Night Football. So once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. And now McIntyre and Keith Lee shake hands in the middle of the ring, but then McIntyre goes to walk away. Keith Lee holds on, gives him a big smirk. And now Keith Lee's going to walk away. Tried to at least, but McIntyre holds on. And they fade to black, go to commercial break. So still to come tonight on Monday Night Raw. Raw Underground. We'll see what happens there. Last week, I thought, it was last week. Yeah, it was last week. It was the best Raw Underground to date. but we'll see what the future holds for that, because they still have continued it, even though they're not anymore, no longer in the PC at the Performance Center. They're in New Thunderdome at the Amway Center in Orlando. But we still have Asuka, Mickey James, along with Keith Lee, battling Drew McIntyre with, as mentioned, Randy Orton, I would assume, getting involved one way or another there. We also have that steel cage match with Rollins and Dominic Mysterio. We'll see what happens there. That could go either way. And then Street Profits, Cesaro, Nakamura, a non-title tag team match in the brand-to-brand invitational that they just brought back once again before Clash of Champions. So Street Profits, Cesaro, Nakamura, non-title, but then come Clash of Champions, they'll probably face off, have it be a title match, and then they'll unify the tag team belts, which probably isn't a good thing. Probably not a good idea to do. And I believe I said that last week during NXT and AEW, but we'll see what happens. These new referee commercials with the Chain Gang, these are pretty funny.
Do you want to come through your door and then my door?
The Chain now stuck in the car as they back the one car up on the street. No, I didn't use your shampoo. I think there's another one, but maybe not. But we've seen those, and we've seen the at-home with Baker Mayfield's, the new ones there, the new Baker and Saquon streaming service ones as well. So we'll see what happens. But back to the action. Steelers, Giants, 10-9 G-Men. Second quarter. Titans, Broncos still to come before Bengals, Browns on Thursday Night Football, with two former Heisman Trophy and #1 overall draft picks in Joe Burrow and Baker Mayfield, as both teams lost yesterday. That's a face mask. Come on. Ben going to go down on the sack at the 5-yard line. No face mask on that?
He's able to work to the outside against the big Zach Banner, who's taken over this year right tackle, and he just uses speed. He's able to get to Ben. It's one thing to get to him, but he needs to call in for more help, and Dexter Lawrence is able to eventually bring him down.
Okay, it would have been more so a horse collar, if anything, if he would have went down right then and there, but stayed alive and then was brought down on the sack. Officially now back to the 7-yard line, so second down from there. Handoff. And Benny Snell now the go-to running back after James Conner couldn't get anything going. Couldn't run the ball, couldn't catch it either, so they go to Benny Snell. Good. He picks up about 4 yards to the 11, so third down and long. And yeah, Ben in the meantime too, he's started to, air it out. A few deep passes. They finally went to the tight end, and he has now a touchdown pass too, so a slow first quarter more so than not, but still, come on. What do we got on Raw now? Street Profits. So Street Profits and Cesaro Nakamura coming up next. Ben going to step up in the pocket, tuck it and run. No, he's going to air it out. Incomplete over the middle, a little too high for his intended target, and that was Eric Ebron once again. So incomplete. Quick 3 and out, fourth down, Steelers. They'll now also punt once again. I don't know why he didn't tuck it and run. He might have picked up the first down if he would have stayed close to the sideline, because it didn't look like there was anybody there. But, I mean, not a bad decision to air it out. Dustin Colquitt on to punt. First game as a Steeler after spending the past 15 seasons with the Chiefs. Won a Super Bowl this past February for the first time. He goes down, maybe roughing the punter, or a good acting job. Another missed tackle on the punt return. Return out to midfield. First down and 10 for the Giants from there. And the Giants are going to have 3:24 and 3 timeouts here before half, along with a 2-minute warning to potentially drive and add some more points to their total here before halftime. So it's currently 10-9, but not going to be shocked by any means whatsoever if the Giants drive here and score some more points to this point. Something's got to give. I mean, Really, the only big play they gave up on defense was that touchdown pass from 40 plus out, but they've been pretty steady since then. So neither team really unable to run the football right now. I mean, Saquon's been stopped how many times in the backfield, negative yardage. He had that one big play. It was the halfback screen that went for a big first down, but that was obviously receiving. And both quarterbacks have a passing touchdown, but credit to both defenses. It's a so far low-scoring game. 10-9, of course, but it's only the second quarter. It's a 60-minute ball game, folks. It's week 1, so yeah, we can calm down and quit overreacting. But still, come on, you would expect, even more. But we'll see what happens. Cesaro with a big uppercut to begin this tag team match with the Street Profits and Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura. Tag made Nakamura now illegal.
Let's try this again.
Kick out at 2. And now back to the action. Monday Night Football. 3:24 to play here in the first half. Out of the eye, Jones under center, man in motion near side. Steelers going to bring some pressure here, it looks like. Jones almost taken down off the edge by Bud Dupree, but then a few of the other D linemen get to him on the sacks. Spawn to it. Going to get credited for that sack. And now the Steeler defense getting after Daniel Jones and the Giant offense. Jones goes down once again. Stephon Tuitt on the sack. 10-9. Second down, Giants. Cam Hayward, quiet night so far to this point. Just re-signed, as mentioned earlier. But Jones going to hand off Saquon. Saquon going to be stopped now. Okay, 2:40 and counting. Does Pittsburgh stop the clock here at any point in time with one of their 3 timeouts remaining, with the 2-minute coming? Well, the Giants are going to have to snap it here, it looks like, before the end of the 2-minute mark anyway. So they might snap it right at the 2-minute mark. There's a 2-second differential. So they'll take this down to 2 minutes. The Steelers are going to have the Giants are going to have a third down. So the Steelers on defense are going to try to hold them. They'll call one of their 3 timeouts then after. Have 2 in about 1:50, I would think. After getting the ball back, hopefully no muff punts. And, with what they've been able to do on offense, after the slow start, sort of being able to drive downfield and score some points. Roethlisberger might get the chance to air it out here before halftime again, and Pittsburgh might be able to take their first lead here this evening into halftime on the road against the Giants. So we'll find out, of course, after this commercial break. So stay tuned. And as mentioned, still to come, Titans and Broncos. That is the nightcap. We'll catch the first quarter probably of that once this wraps up, because that game has an official 10:20 start time, if I'm not mistaken. And then Raw will go until 11 p.m., of course, at that point. So we'll have the conclusion, the rest of the Steeler-Giant game, along with Monday Night Raw. It's also a commercial break on my end as well right now. So should be an interesting night, to say the least, with what is still yet to come. So coming at halftime, stats and scores, recapping week 1, preview with what is still yet to come in the NFL week 2 next week, along with live reaction streams. And And we got some good news on that end, on that side of things, as I mentioned earlier, and I'll get to that here in a second. So stay tuned, like, follow, and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button, share hashtag NFL, hashtag WWE. Chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers, always good, appreciate it as well.
Best Buy, an official sponsor of the 2020 NFL kickoff, understands that even if you're not attending the game, you still crave the excitement and energy that comes from NFL football.
And now some breaking news as well. Unless this is storyline-wise for the WWE. Randy Orton might be out of the WWE Championship match at Clash of Champions. It's all going to depend on what happens tonight, of course. Maybe he is, injured. He might not be, though. It's probably just a story. Get people to tune in later on tonight. If not, it'll be Keith Lee challenging Drew McIntyre, I would think, for the WWE title. And then, hell, did you put the title on him that early? I mean, why not? I wouldn't mind that. I don't think anybody would mind that. We're going to have another false start by the Giants with 2 minutes to play, so third and even longer now. Still 10-9. Back to the action on Raw as well. Cesaro Nakamura coming over from SmackDown. This brand-to-brand invitation. And just Street Profits and Cesaro Nakamura in a non-tag team title match. Third and a mile from the 41. Daniel Jones looking to throw. Pump fakes. Tucks it. Shuffles it to Saquon. He's going to hurdle another man before he gets speared by Devin Bush. The Michigan to Penn State connection. Yeah, Saquon, they're going to tell him, hey, you can hurdle, your opponent every once in a while. Just don't do it a few times in the same game. Especially after taking a hit like that. I mean, you don't want your knees to be taken out from you and not able to run then at that point. But you can tell he's frustrated. They can't run the ball with him tonight. The best that they're able to do with him is, run the screen with him out of the backfield as they go to Fowler and Herbie in the booth. The number one college football announce team calling Monday Night Football tonight for Game 1. The normal new Monday Night crew will be on the Titan Bronco call later on tonight. And then beginning next week, in Vegas with the new Las Vegas Raiders, as they'll host the Saints. We'll have one Monday night game per week until the end of the season. Giants on to punt, as the Steelers did in fact call timeout with 1:42 to play. Another fair catch signal for. Okay, lets it bounce this time. Don't touch it. Get the hell away. Get out. Giants are going to down it. 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Steelers from there with 1:32 to play here in the first half. As we go to a AFC North campfire with Ben Roethlisberger at 38 years old, his 17th season in the league. And then you have the other three quarterbacks in the division with Joe Burrow making his first career start yesterday with Cincinnati, Baker Mayfield in Cleveland in his third year already as well, and then Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, former NFL MVP, all three former Heisman Trophy winners as well. They run the end around with Deontay Johnson near side that goes for a yard or so, second down. So you got to work the clock here. You got to run some hurry up potentially. You have your 2 timeouts, use the sideline as your friend, and you try to just move this ball downfield, as much as you possibly can, and at least try to get field goal range, take a 12-10 lead, going into halftime. But James Washington now, the OK State Cowboy on the reception near side, big first down pickup for the Steelers on offense. Once again, nice simple comeback for him. 1st and 10 now at the 45-yard line. Clock continuing to run, 45 seconds. Roethlisberger pump fakes deep down the far sideline. It's going to be incomplete as Deontay Johnson takes out a few members of the Giants sideline. So an incompletion, yeah, clock will stop with 39 seconds. Second down. It's 10-9. Steelers still have 2 timeouts, so you know, they should be fine here. They have a trip situation out top of your screen, crossing over the middle, complete. That is Juju on the reception. Another Steeler first down out past midfield, 33 seconds. He also gets out of bounds, so the clock's going to stop again. They still have their 2 timeouts, down a point, 10-9 here in the closing minute of the first half. Now they're in business. I mean, you could, you know, potentially run it here, call a timeout. You know, you're in field goal range, but hell, they missed an extra point. So I wouldn't necessarily say, you know, hey, if need be, we're going to settle for a field goal. I want a touchdown here. I want to score, you know, 6. Ben looking to throw over the middle. It's incomplete. Hit Johnson right in the chest. So he's having a rough night with the muff punt and a few drops, but it's week 1. Clock going to stop, though, with the incompletion. Lucky there was no... They did get the snap off. Sorry for technical difficulty. And then pass was complete to Juju Smith-Schuster. And in and out, and then he got also out of bounds. Clock stops again. So, a good drive, probably their best drive of the night so far. Hopefully it'll end in points. Take the lead into halftime, have momentum coming out of the second half, and, you know, potentially try to do something here. Ben also, once again, looking through it. Tuck it and run. Pick up the first down, slide, call one of your 2 timeouts, 15 seconds. Timeout. They're going to be first and 10 at the 12-yard line. 14 seconds officially. And he calls a timeout right away as soon as he slid. And once again, sorry for any technical difficulties there. Yeah, a good decision to tuck it and run. There was no one there. No one open downfield. As the big dog joins us, the tribal chief on SmackDown. But a good play by Ben. I mean, that's old school Ben. We haven't seen him tuck it and run and, you know, pick up, you know, 10, 15 yards on a scramble, you know, in quite a while. Not because he's playing in his first game in a year, because he was injured all last year, but with him getting up there in age, he hasn't obviously running as much. Yeah, go to your tight end in this situation. First and 10 of the 13. We're going to have another timeout. Giants going to call their first of the night. So they have 2 left with 14 seconds to play here in the first half. Still 10-9. Steelers driving. Knocking on the door once again. Last time they're in this situation, Roethlisberger found Juju for 6, and I mean, even after all the miscues and the slow start, the Steelers right now should be grateful that they're in this situation, and credit to the defense. The defense has kept them in this game, because if not, this potentially could be a blowout right now. Another empty set, 5 wide. Roethlisberger looking to throw on the slant over the middle. It's complete. And Juju gonna get in the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Actually, James Washington, 13, not 19. Do you go for 2? It's 15-10, or do you kick the extra point? You want to have to, you know, think about this. If you would have made the extra point last time and not doinked it off the upright. I thought he was brought down to 2, picked up the first down, but then he kept trucking, lowered his shoulder, and got in the end zone, and touchdown Steelers. Roethlisberger now 2 passing touchdowns of the night. He's in. That's a touchdown. He wasn't down. And they're going to kick the extra point. Okay, so it'll be 16-10 if he makes it here with 7 seconds to play in the first half. And that's up and good, just barely. Almost doinks off the other upright. So, 16-10 Steelers. Ben looking good. If only they could get the running game going and help him out a little bit, you know, he's not going to have to throw as much, you know, it'll be better off. But, hey, so be it if they have to rely on him for chucking it 50 times a game, but looking good in his first game back in a year from tomorrow, actually, from when he went down with that elbow injury that sidelined him for the rest of the season. James Washington with the touchdown reception, so everybody's getting involved in the receiving game tonight. I mean, Eric Ebron and Vance McDonald at tight end have a few catches apiece. Juju and now James Washington have a touchdown reception apiece. Deontay Johnson's okay, having a rough night, to say the least, so far. But, and we have a touchback. Well, take a look at that. Potentially a safety. Did he come out and go back in and then kneel it down? But then Chase Claypool, the rookie out of Notre Dame, with a huge catch, toe tapping it on the sideline in the first half here. So, yeah, very, very slow start. You know, don't get me wrong. They've decided to move away from James Conner at running back. As of now, running the hot hand at tailback with Benny Snell. And that'll do it for the first half. The Giants are just going to take a knee to close out the first half, now trailing the Steelers as the Steelers lead at halftime tonight on Monday Night Football, 16-10 on the road against the Giants. So halftime, Steelers 16, Giants 10. Yeah, slow start, but they're starting to unwind and they're starting to play normal. They're starting to get back to their old selves. But like I said, if their defense go to split screen commercial here as halftime is now underway. We'll get back to the action shortly. Once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. If their defense wasn't as good as they are and they weren't making the stops that they have been making so far tonight, big interception by TJ Watt, a few sacks on Daniel Jones as well. The Giants can't run the ball either, neither team really at that point. But and now it looks like we have the Hurt Business coming out on Raw of the MVP. Bobby Lashley, who's your United States champion, and then Shelton Benjamin as well, along with Cedric Alexander too, who just joined last week. So we'll see what happens here with this upcoming segment. But if their defense wasn't playing as good, they would not be in this ball game right now. Their defense is keeping them in it, and you know, rightfully so. When they're making stops left and right, finally getting off the field after, you know, a slow start from the offense. You know, some 3 and outs, and you don't want that. You don't want your defense on the field, you know, for half the game. Or even longer, whatever the time possession would end up. It's just not good because, you know, at a point you're going to be exhausted, you're going to be tired, and then you're going to give up more plays. And then you're going to be down even more, and then your offense, if they can't do anything, they're not going to be able to do anything on top of that either. So there's a trickle-down effect. And if Pittsburgh's defense, you know, long story short, wasn't playing as good as what they have, even after a slow start on all aspects with offense, defense, and special teams, the Steelers will not be in this game right now. They are lucky and should be grateful that they have a 6-point, 16-10 lead on the road against the Giants tonight on Monday Night Football. So thank you once again for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. The thumbs up button, hashtag NFL, hashtag WWE when you share on social media. Chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers, always greatly appreciated. As well, the Hurt Business in the ring on Monday Night Raw inside the Thunderdome. And now we've got some injury news from around the league with George the Iron Kittle, Mike Thomas of the Saints. Saints play at the Raiders next Monday night. I'll have live reactions, play of that as well, so be sure to tune in. The good news is now this upcoming Thursday, Bengals Browns, I will be able to watch that now with NFL Network back on Dish in the 11th hour last night, right before midnight. So live reactions this upcoming Thursday, Bengals, Browns in the AFC North. AEW now back on Wednesday due to the NBA playoffs advancing. Not going to be on a Thursday night this week, so we'll have a head-to-head AEW NXT this Wednesday night, with the Wednesday night war, so to speak. Once again for the first time in a few weeks, about a month actually, right before SummerSlam and then SummerSlam weekend, and then now on the road to Clash of Champions falling all out Labor Day weekend. But yeah, still to come, Titans, Broncos, doubleheader for Monday Night Football. That'll be the nightcap. But Bengals, Browns, live reactions on Thursday. Next Sunday, the Steelers will host the Denver Broncos. So Pittsburgh fans, with both teams playing tonight and being able to watch that now on Monday Night Football tonight as well, just to get a good look at your opponent for next week, you know, hey, stay up and watch the game later on. The Steelers will host the Broncos at 1. I'll have live reactions, play of that, along with a Super Bowl 49 rematch next Sunday night. Sunday Night Football, it'll be the Patriots on the road in Seattle to take on the Seahawks. Cam Newton, Russell Wilson, Sunday Night Football. Saints, Raiders then next Monday night. So that's the schedule for live reactions, play-by-play for the next week. The following weekend we'll have Clash of Champions and more football as well that Sunday. And then, as mentioned, keep an eye out for the start of Flashback College Football, Penn State live reactions, play-by-play as well, right here on YouTube. But at halftime, 16-10 Steelers, they lead the Giants. Hurt Business in the ring. They are being interrupted by Apollo Crews and Ricochet. And report was earlier, Ricochet will not, in fact, be re-signing with the company once his current contract expires. So congrats, good for you, Ricochet. They have not booked you right whatsoever. So he's just another that he doesn't, feel like he's needed anymore, and he's going to get out. And I wouldn't necessarily say he'll go to, AEW or Ring of Honor or TNA by any means, but of any of those three, he would fit good in All Elite Wrestling. But I'm not going to be shocked if Prince Puma comes back and he goes back to New Japan Pro Wrestling. So could be a work though too. I mean, unless they're going to, finally do something with him, maybe send him back down to NXT. Good for Ricochet for getting out, and hopefully the future is bright for him wherever he does end up when the time rolls around. But so yeah, at halftime, it's the Steelers leading the Giants 16-10. We'll have first half stats now. 1 second. Along with recapping week 1 and previewing week 2 with what is still yet to come, as mentioned. So at halftime, with the Pittsburgh Steelers and New York Football Giants, Steelers lead 16-10. Ben Roethlisberger is 12-21 for 145 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. 1 to Juju Smith-Schuster, 1 to James Washington. Benny Snell, your go-to running back now in Steel City, 5 carries for 23 yards, as Connor had 6 carries for 9 yards. Connor also had 2 catches for 8 yards out of the backfield. Ben Roethlisberger, 2 carries, 11 yards, and then Pittsburgh receiving. Juju Smith-Schuster leads the way, 4 catches, 50 yards, and a score, along with James Washington, 2 catches, 34 yards, and a touchdown. Chase Claypool, 1 for 28. Eric Ebron, 1 of 18. Vance has 1 for 3, but still a catch. As mentioned, they've gotten everybody on offense involved so far tonight, which is a good sign, because yesterday in Tampa Bay, New Orleans, we did not see that with the Buccaneers. They did not get their playmakers the ball when needed. New York Football Giants, Daniel Jones is 9 of 16, 151 yards passing, a touchdown and interception to TJ Watt. The Giants cannot run the ball whatsoever. As a team, they have negative 3 yards rushing. between Dion Lewis, Daniel Jones, and Saquon Barkley, as Saquon has 9 carries for -3 yards. Darius Slayton, 2 catches, 52 yards, and a touchdown. That's really the New York Giants' only big play of the ball game. It was a 41-yard passing touchdown for Daniel Jones over the middle on a post route to Slayton in the end zone. It was busted coverage by Pittsburgh in the secondary. And I mean, going back to that, like I said, a good play. And then they also have a field goal that they capitalized off of turnover, off of the muff punt, off the first Giant drive of the ball game. So since then, the Giants on offense really haven't done a whole lot. Pittsburgh with a few sacks, the interception. They can't run the ball. Pittsburgh really can't run the ball either. But Pittsburgh with Roethlisberger, the veteran quarterback, compared to the second-year QB and Daniel Jones, able to block up front. You know, like I said, both teams really can't run the ball, but Ben aired it out in his first game back in almost a year with 2 passing touchdowns. So Slayton has 2 catches, 50 yards, and a score. I mean, Saquon catching out of the backfield has 2 catches, 39 yards. Sterling Shepard, he's had a quiet night after his first 2 catches on the opening drive, 2 for 27. And then Wayne Gallman, 1 catch for 14 yards. Still to come tonight, Monday Night Football, Game 2 of the doubleheader. Titans-Broncos with Tannehill and Derrick Henry up against Drew Lock. And the Broncos out in Mile High. Week 1 began this past Thursday night. If you tuned in for my live reactions, Texans and Chiefs, thank you. Thank you once again for tuning in tonight as well for Monday Night Football. If you tuned in yesterday with Bucs Saints, thank you as well. And thank you once again for tuning in tonight for Monday Night Football with Steelers and Giants. Also yesterday, Russell Wilson, along with Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, putting on MVP performances week 1. However, it is still only week 1. They're not going to play along with all these other players in the league. They're not going to play like this every single game. They're just not. It's just how it is. Seahawks went on the road to the East Coast before they open up their home slate, Sunday Night Football against the Pats next Sunday night. That should be a game because the Patriots defeated the Dolphins yesterday with Cam Newton running and throwing the ball pretty well for his first game as a Patriot quarterback. First time in 20 years, it's not Tom Brady. Bill Belichick's still the head coach. It'll be the Seahawks hosting the Patriots. I'll have live reactions as mentioned. Sunday Night Football next week after Broncos Steelers at 1. But Seahawks with Pete Carroll defeated Dan Quinn, the former DC of the Legion of Boom, and the Atlanta Falcons in the ATL 38-25. Talk about Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. They beat the Jets by 10, 27-17. The Jets are now going to be without Le'Veon Bell for a few games with a hamstring injury. Adam Gase is going to be fighting for his job. We knew that coming into the season, but if they can't win here early on, he might be fired before too long, sooner rather than later. The Bears went on the road to Detroit, beat the Lions by 4, 27-23, and sort of an upset with Mitch Trubisky at the helm. Packers 43, Vikings 34. That was a scoregami. Aaron Rodgers, along with Wilson, Lamar, and Allen in that MVP conversation already as well, with his 24 passing touchdown game in his career. Packers 43-34 over If I Die, I Die, Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. Pats, as mentioned, 10-point win over the Miami Dolphins, 21-11. The new Washington football team, the Redskins, if you will, came from behind, scored 27 unanswered, and defeated the Philadelphia Eagles 27-17. Ron Rivera got an IV at halftime, so he was still able to coach in the second half as he is battling cancer on top of this coronavirus pandemic. Best wishes to him and the new Washington football team. They are currently in the lead in the NFC East because they beat the Eagles. The Giants are losing at halftime right now. The Steelers and the Cowboys lost last night on Sunday Night Football to the Rams. Raiders also beat the Panthers 34-30. They'll open their new stadium in Vegas and Sin City next Monday night against the Saints, as mentioned. Carolina going to play at Tampa Bay and Tom Brady and the Bucks. Jags beat the Colts in somewhat of an upset as well, 27-20. Ravens 38, Browns 6. Chargers 16-13 after a missed game-tying field goal to force overtime by the Bengals. Chargers with the win by 3. Saints beat the Bucks by 11, 34-23 as mentioned. Cardinals with the win against the 49ers as well, 24-20. And then the Rams 20, Cowboys 17 last night on Sunday Night Football, as Mike McCarthy did not kick the extra point. Kick the field goal, to tie. And then we have the pass interference, of course. And the Rams ended up picking up the win. Back to the second half now. Monday Night Football. Steelers on the road against the Giants. Steelers with a good kick return out past the 30 to the 35. And that's Ray McLeod, who they signed within the past few months during training camp, and a good return for him here to kick off the second half. But Steelers, Giants, second half now. Monday Night Football, Monday Night Raw continuing as well. Titans, Broncos later on. And then week 2 next week in the National Football League. Thursday Night Football, live reactions, play. Bengals, Browns. Next Sunday, Broncos, Steelers, Patriots, Seahawks. Monday Night Football 1 week from tonight with Monday Night Raw once again as well. It'll be Saints and Raiders. Roethlisberger going to hand off, and Benny Snell going to be your starting running back in Pittsburgh now, it looks like, with no more James Conner. Benny Snell has earned to start the second half as the number 1 running back, a few yards for him on that previous carry. Second down as we begin the second half. 16-10 lead for the Steelers on the road against the Giants. He's not hurt by any means. Hell, he's warming up on the sideline. They just don't want to play him. They don't want to use him because he sucks. He's not that good, and I've said it 10 times before. Another handoff, Benny Snell out past midfield, first down Steelers. Run the hot hand. If he's playing better than James Conner, he deserves to play.
And then up to that second level. Great block on Blake Martinez. Also saw the tight end doing a good job. They're able to collapse that first the D line and climb up to the second level to get to that safety Peppers and middle linebacker Blake Martinez and give Blake Snell plenty of room to operate.
Out of the gun. Ben gonna hand off. Snell once again hits the hole. Picks up about 5 yards on that carry. Good run. Good performance by Benny Snell, as a whole so far tonight. Like I said, playing better than James Conner, so run that hot hand. Now flashback to, this is Retribution. WWE Retribution. This looks like what we saw last week. I don't know if it's the same one in a recap or if this is a brand new video or not. But we sort of, and now we have some more members, it looks like. But until they, unveil who they are, we're not going to know. Out of the eye, Benny Snell gets the carry once again. And no gain on play. Okay, that was a new segment then. That was a new promo from Retribution. That was during after the match with the Hurt Business and Apollo Crews and Ricochet.
Socialize. That's just the way it is today. Blake Martinez is smart to do that.
Ben looking to throw deep down the near sideline. Has a man. It's going to be incomplete, the 15-yard line. Intended for James Washington once again, who has one of the 2 Roethlisberger touchdowns here tonight. He had and he dropped it. He had the ball, he had the catch, and he dropped it. Good coverage, though, by the Giants. Pittsburgh now going to punt after the drive. Will stall at the 44-yard line. Sarah Schreiber interviewing the Monday Night MILF and Mickey James backstage on Raw. And Fair catch signal for at the 9 by the Giants. 1st and 10 from there for the Big Blue when we return here in the second half. 16-10 Steelers on Monday Night Football.
Hey football fans, Jesse Cofield here. In the final quarter, a key play can make all the difference. Introducing DraftKings Big Play Payday for tonight's game. For a shot to win, just download the app, sign up with promo code Countdown, and join the $10,000 free-to-play pool.
Now it looks like we're going to have Asuka defend her All-Women's title against Mickie James on Monday Night Raw. And then Raw Underground, the cage match, and then McIntyre, Keith Lee, probably something else. And that'll do it for Raw tonight.
It's not complicated. A 5G network needs a 5G device. Now, everyone, including existing customers, can get a free Samsung Galaxy Note 20 after trading.
This broadcast is copyrighted by NFL Productions for the private use of our audience. Any use of this broadcast distributors and accounts contained with NFL Productions as part of Saturday Night Football presents a top 20 showdown.
Saturday Night College Football. It'll now be Miami and Louisville in the ACC. That should be a game come Saturday night, 7:30 ABC. Was supposed to be after all the scheduling changes, Virginia and Virginia Tech and the Battle of the Commonwealth, but due to Va Tech's pausing of practice due to COVID, that game has been postponed. So they moved the Miami and Louisville game from 3:30 on ABC to 7:30 on ABC. 16-10. Steelers lead on the road here tonight on Monday Night Football. 1st and 10, Giants at the 9-yard line. They motion back into an I. Jones under center, going to hand off Saquon Barkley, who's going to be stopped. They cannot run the ball whatsoever tonight. Absolutely ridiculous. You'd expect, you know, I mean, I get their offensive line's not, you know, that great, but you'd expect with the type of player Saquon is, they're not even really doing anything since that touchdown pass, you know, in the first half. So on that end, on that side of things, so pass incomplete over the middle. They wanted a flag, they're not going to get it, so third down. Bud Dupree having a good game. I mean, the Steeler pass rushers, Dupree, TJ Watt, I mean, Stephon Tuitt coming up the middle has had a decent game. Devin Bush, quiet. Minka, quiet so far. They brought back Sean Davis as well. So, see if he makes any noise here in the second half. Pass complete at the 24-yard line. And Slayton, he's the go-to guy for Daniel Jones and the Giants tonight on offense. Thought at first it was going to be Sterling Shepard, and it was for 2 plays, the first 2 completions of the night on the opening drive, but he's disappeared since. And so far since then, it's been Darius Slayton and Saquon Barkley out of the backfield with your occasional pass to your tight end. Pass near side. And okay, so Giants gaining some rhythm and momentum here on this drive, starting inside the 10, but Pittsburgh's defense still playing pretty strong here this evening. Postman Pierce talking with security backstage about retribution. Here comes the Hurt Business. Another handoff, Saquon Barkley up the gut. Gonna pick up about 4 yards, gonna be about a yard shy of the first down, third down. So third and about a yard. 16-10 Steelers. Quarterback sneak maybe, out of the eye. Jones gonna fake the give and then roll out and back to the near side. It's complete. Big first down pickup on 3rd and inches. We saw this yesterday with Tom Brady on 3rd and inches, and they ran the tight end over the middle of the field, and a big pickup, and the Giants just did the same thing. Jones under center again. 3-step drop. Now complete at midfield. Going to be another Giant first down before being pushed out of bounds by Vinnie Williams. Good drive so far here by the Giants. I mean, arguably their best drive of the night since that touchdown pass. Oscar in the ring, going to take on Mickey James on Raw. Saquon on the run, gets about a yard or so far sideline. Going to be second down.
You have Charlotte, 3rd-round pick. He's mostly to be a special teamer this year. Caden Smith kind of, I was wondering how he got to the edge there. Got around
8:42 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Jones pump fakes. That might have been a hold. Pass complete to 40.
That's what he's heard a lot this week from Jason Garrett. If you don't like what you see downfield, don't
just dump it off or get rid of it.
Be the hero. Just check it down to 26.
Yeah.
When you're not comfortable, check it down. Even he didn't have room to run.
Just keep it going. Do what you got to do. Empty set, 5 wide. Ball at the 40. Jones going to keep it and run. He's going to be right there at the first down marker. They're going to mark him about a half yard shy. 4th and inches. I'd go for it. I mean, they have momentum here. I mean, all I have to do really is sneak it. I mean, you could, do what Matt Roll and the Panthers did and fullback dive it and not get it. But if they would have ran it with McCaffrey and not got it, people have been saying, well, why don't you do something else? So it's always a lose-lose situation if it doesn't go your way. Fake the give to Saquon, Daniel Jones, that's a hold, come on. And then he finds a man wide open right at the first down marker, near side. That's Saquon Barkley, first down Giants. Throw the damn holding penalty, will ya? It's not that hard to see unless you're Ray Charles, for God's sakes. Like, come on. That's twice in the past few plays. Like, let him play, yeah. But if it's a clear-cut penalty, throw the flag. Ball at the 33-yard line, 1st and 10. Daniel Jones, quick pass near side, Evan Ingram. And second down at the 23 now. 28-yard line, excuse me. Pump fake and incomplete near side. Intended for Dion Lewis, who hasn't played a whole lot this evening. Been involved in the return game, but not so much on offense here tonight. Now a Giant backing up Saquon. Empty set 5 wide. This will be 3rd down. Jones going to be brought down. Nope. Eludes a sack. And then he gets pushed by Terrell Edmonds, but it'll be enough for a 1st down. He pushed him the wrong way. Pushed him forward, not out of bounds. Sort of pushed them both, forward and out of bounds, as he dove for the 1st down marker with the ball, and yeah, that's a 1st down. 1st down Giants. You know, and this started back at the 9-yard line, and they're right on the outside of the red zone now at the 23. Fake the give, roll out on the play action over the middle, complete to the tight end. 4 yards to the 19, 2nd down. I mean, this is just old school football. You know, you run it, you play action, go deep, run the clock. I mean, they score, take a lead. You know, that doinked extra point the Steelers missed, you know, might be coming back to haunt them. Saquon on the run once again. He's going to get 2 yards before being brought down in the big pile.
Offensive line, Andrew Thomas, a rookie out of Georgia. Both guards are veterans. They've been around. They moved the tackle this year, Nick Gaines, to center, so he's playing a new position. And then you've got Cameron Fleming, who came over.
Another empty set. Ball at the 16. It's 3rd down. Jones looking to throw. It's complete once again. Another 1st down for the Giants. Sterling Shepard for the 2nd time on this drive. Right at the 10.
I keep waiting for 87 to get his hands on the ball just because I know he's probably their best true receiver. Sort of getting in and out of breaks, best route runner. I mean, he can do something with the ball in his hands after the catch, especially from that slot in this offense of Garrett's.
Under center. 1st and 10, officially at the 11. So you got about 8 tries to get in the end zone. Saquon on the carry. Saquon makes a man miss before being brought down by T.J. Watt at the 5-yard line.
This is where you really want to see Saquon Barkley in this offense this year take the next step between the tackles, little stutter step, not only looking to bounce for the 80-yard run, but get those tough yards, right? Get that 3-yard gain, that 5-yard gain. Nice run that time.
Daniel Jones fakes it. Rolling out near side. Bud Dupree, ball's in the air, deflected. It's going to be picked off in the end zone by Cameron Hayward. And another interception from Daniel Jones. I don't know what the hell he was doing there, but 2 interceptions of the Steeler defensive line here tonight. And he was right there on the goal line, so that was the best spot he possibly could have came down with the ball on the INT, rather than at the 1, or even if he would have caught at the 1 and backtracked, you know, with everyone around him. Safety then at that point. But they say touchback. So the Giants with another mistake, another interception, another turnover. And it'll be Steeler ball up 6, 16-10, 1st and 10 at the 20 when we return, coming off the interception. So the Steeler defense holds. I mean, that was the best drive for both teams here tonight, too. I mean, they almost went the distance and scored. And then it ends in an interception. Obviously, not the way they would have liked it to, but another mistake from a second-year quarterback that really hasn't played his best football tonight. So, and when they can't run the ball, And, you know, going back to what I said earlier, when whoever it is, you can't run the ball, and then you're relying on the rest of your offense to do everything, and they can't do anything to begin with, you know, you're up shit creek without a paddle. And you're not going to be able to do anything regardless on top of that. So, their defense has played, you know, well at times. I mean, Pittsburgh's been, as of late, you know, turn on the Jets, so to speak, on offense, moving the ball better than what they did in the first quarter, and you know they've been scoring some points. So, I'm not saying this is going to get ugly by any means here in the late third, early fourth quarter, but you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, Pittsburgh, if they can just run the ball and run this clock out on the road, you know, you have your lead. You know, throw it every once in a while. You know, rely on your defense, you know, even more when you have to give the ball back. You know, because they've been able to run the ball better in the second half, you know, late second quarter, early second half now, with Benny Snell compared to James Conner. Like, we know who the number one back is now. Like, it's not James Conner anymore. It has to be Benny Snell. And then who knows what McFarland's going to do when he, you know, is going to be active. He was inactive this evening. And then Jalen Samuels has been in, but hasn't got any touches by any means as of yet. So, yeah, the defense is keeping them in this ball game and getting them 2 turnovers here. So, if they can do what they've done as of late on offense, you know, they'll be all right. They'll win this game then. 3-11 in the third. Pass complete near side from Ben, and just saw a highlight of the old steel curtain defense from back in the 70s. Three River Stadium. And yeah, Bud Dupree, he was the one who got after Jones and deflected the ball, actually. Made him force the throw. And then Hayward comes down with it, and Steelers now second down at the 29. And here comes Benny Snell again. Out past midfield, he fumbles it. And of course, both teams saying that they have it. We'll see what the Zebras say. And this is right on the Steelers sideline as well. It didn't look like he was down by any means, so. Okay, Steelers recover. Whew, that was close. A fumble from Snell. I'm not saying go back to James Conner right now, but you don't want to. Yeah, that ball's out. That's a fumble. And then Juju Smith-Schuster was the one who was right there, able to recover it. He was out of bounds, came back in. Technically, did he reestablish himself? If they'll say that, I would say yeah, because he was the one who came down with it. But I don't think you can review anything like that, because it was a fumble by far, for sure. Ben checks with the official to make sure the play clock got reset. Out of the gun. Okay, nothing previously is going to matter now. Slant over the middle, complete. First down to Deontay Johnson. And Juju Smith-Schuster, right place, right time, blocking downfield, and then behind Snell. Ball comes out, and he's right on top of it, recovers, and the Steelers get away with a close one. 1-5-1 to play in the third. 16-10. Another good Steeler drive, obviously minus the fumble there. But they recover. Now 36-yard line, knocking on the door again. And pass incomplete. A little miscommunication. Yeah, Deontay Johnson's had a rough game one. Honestly, unless you have to go to him, I want it. They haven't gone to the tight ends a whole lot. I would look for them to go to the tight ends here coming up. But, of course, if Juju or, Claypool only has that one catch, or Washington are double teamed, yeah, go to Deontay Johnson. That nice back shoulder, far sideline, complete. Okay, Deontay Johnson recovers, picks up another first down for the black and gold. up and down. I mean, it's week 1. It is what it is. Ben having a hell of a night, though, overall, you know, after a slow start on offense. But they found out they cannot run the ball with James Conner. They can run the ball with Benny Snell. So you move on. Under a minute to play now in the third. 1st and 10 at the 18. Ben, don't do anything stupid. Just, surprised they didn't run there. He's going to go down on the sack back at the 30-yard line. So, yeah, don't do anything stupid, but then you take a sack. They're going to have to snap at least one more time before the end of the quarter. There's about a 6-7 second differential. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't run it there. It was 1st down and 10. You know, they just ran a few passing plays before. I get, okay, yeah, the fumble, but, like, I'm not saying play calling could be a little bit better, but of course, yeah, it could. Oscar retains and defeats Mickey James on Raw tonight. Trips near side, they hike it with 9 seconds. Screen, and that's complete. And that's Jalen Samuels, who gets his first touch of the night. End of the 3rd quarter, though, now. Here at the end of the hour. It'll be 16-10 to begin the 4th one. We return. Zelina Vega coming out to Oscar. Are they going to give her a singles push? I mean, who else is there to challenge Oscar for the Raw Women's title on Raw? I mean, hell, you might as well. I mean, she's not doing anything with Andrade or Garza right now.
Which helps us save a lot of money. Oh, Teddy, did you get my friend?
And she's never really gotten a singles push. She has. So that should be interesting. I don't know if they'd put that on a pay-per-view. If they would, it would be on the Clash of Champions kickoff pre-show. Or if they do it next week on Raw.
Teach them how to save and encourage them to set their own goals. Now imagine the difference it could make in their lives, in their futures. Greenlight.
So, been a good night so far. No, don't want to jinx myself anymore, but no buffer, no disconnect or reconnect as of late, which is surprisingly a good sign, because normally the past I don't know how many months it's been every stream, and luckily, like, for some reason, it's actually working pretty good tonight, so thank you. But then of something that I wasn't planning on to happen, the battery goes out, and then I have to get that reset with all that earlier. So, yeah, we're good here. And Monday Night Football, Monday Night Raw. Yeah, a slow start in all aspects, really, because Raw wasn't on for one. Monday Night Football was, until the middle of the 2nd quarter, wasn't anything special. And then on my end, it was all messed up as usual, but it's gotten better since. So I just want to say thanks for tuning in once again and watching these live reactions. Be sure to share on social media and like, follow, and subscribe. Links in the description below. So as we begin the 4th quarter of 10, Ben Roethlisberger complete Chase Claypool, 23-yard line. So he's brought down. And the Steelers now going to attempt a field goal, in which they've already made one from 41 yards out with Chris, the Wizard of Oz. Colquitt, the new holder. Maybe that's why the extra point was doing. This field goal going to be up in good once again, so the Steelers extend their lead to 9. It's now 19-10. 19-10 with 14-19, 92 to play here in Game 1 of Monday Night Football this evening. This new Heisman House commercial is pretty good, with everyone not being themselves during quarantine and then getting back to themselves. Hey, it's football season again, like Baker Mayfield, Tim Tebow, Charles Woodson, Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson's in that one as well. Yeah, that was a good commercial I saw the other night during Saturday Night Football. Keith Lee now actually being interviewed backstage by Charlie, Chucky. She has another nickname that I said a few weeks ago that I was going to start calling her, but I totally forget now. Caruso. So we'll have to go back and see what that other nickname was. If anybody does know, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I'm drawing a blank on that. I honestly don't remember. The new tribal chief, the big dog Roman Reigns, with his special advisor and Paul Heyman, Ranger WWE Universal Champion, going to defend that title at Clash of Champions against, I believe it's Jey Uso of the Uso Boys. And Jimmy will probably come out and interfere. And then they'll have, I'd said a Hell in a Cell match, which I wouldn't be surprised, but it'll probably be a cage match of some sorts. Because Hell in a Cell is going to be the next pay-per-view. And then it'll be a 2-on-1, and then Reigns will beat both of them, and then until they have Reigns face off against Bray again, or whoever they're going to have him defend the title against and then potentially lose. But Reigns going to be holding the title from now until probably WrestleMania next year. And I just saw earlier that with a scheduling conflict, WrestleMania is more so than not probably not going to be in LA next year for the new SoFi Stadium that we saw last night on Sunday Night Football, home of the Chargers and Rams. So it'll be WWE Thunderdome. It'll be in Orlando probably, because that's where it'll be from now until who knows when, until they get back to, you know, being normal, as you know, we're all in the same boat. So Boswell to kick off, kicks it out of bounds, but out of bounds through the end zone. So, or no, it will be first and 10 now, Giants at the 40, as they kicked it out of bounds. Which I knew that, but it looked like he kicked it, yeah. Looked like he kicked it out of bounds through the end zone, which would be a touchback, but obviously not. So, a stupid mistake there, kicking it out of bounds, first and 10, Giants now at the 40. So some good field possession here.
But it was methodical. One a lot of explosives on that last drive.
Giants coming back out after that interception. Pass complete near side for 5. Sterling Shepard, second down. Giants left to right, Steelers right to left, Crusher TV. Under center, Omaha. Daniel Jones going to hand off again. Saquon loses a yard before being tackled out of bounds. See if they throw a flag. No.
Signed a nice deal, and they wondered, you know, everybody else is back on this defense. You're talking about the best defenses in the league. Everybody back except Hargrave, and a former first rounder out of Cal. Boy, he's really inserting himself nicely into this lineup with that nose guard spot, 94.
Hurt Business back on Raw. Daniel Jones going to get out on the sack once again. Back of the 32-yard line. Mike Hilton, number 28. That's 3 sacks now for the Steeler defense tonight. A corner blitz Mike Hilton off the edge, bringing DJ down by his ankles. Giants on the punt again with 12:45 to play, down 9. So the Steelers are getting the ball back up 19-10. Lashley going to be in action on Raw, it looks like. He's your United States champ. And punt field at the 15 once again. Deontay Johnson making a few guys miss. Good return out of the 25 for 10 yards. So he's stepped up in the second half. He's played a little bit better, but he still had a rough night. He's been up and down all over the damn place. So Michael Cole still on commentary for Monday Night Raw. That's 2 weeks now for no Tom Phillips. Because they just said last week that he'd be back next week. You know, meaning tonight he's just taking a week off. So unless something happened, or he's actually probably over across the pond commentating for NXT UK out there.
Everywhere you want to be.
Want to be shocked, want to be surprised if that's the case. And now here comes Eric of War Machine, the Viking experience, the Viking Raiders. Ivar going to be getting surgery on his shoulder or neck, if I'm not mistaken, after that injury scare last week. So in singles, it's Eric of the Viking Raiders taking on Bobby Lashley. It doesn't look like this is a title match, but at least they're keeping him involved. At least they're going to keep him on TV for the time being. But if Ivar's going to have neck surgery, he's going to be out for quite a while, you think. So he'll probably eventually get lost in the shuffle. But then he'll take time off too, because Sarah Logan, his wife, is currently pregnant. And that's why we won't be seeing Seth Rollins either coming up soon, because Becky Lynch is pregnant as well, and almost is due. So they're continuing the Rollins Dominic Mysterio, Rollins Monday Night Messiah, Mysterio family feud for the time being, until Rollins will be written off the TV, of course. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, if you hear any noise in the background by me, it's probably just some dogs barking or cats meowing or shit being knocked over by people. But yeah, 19-10, Steelers lead on Monday Night Football, and they go to James Conner. He's not hurt. Don't give me that bullshit. He's questionable to return because he sucks. He's not hurt. No, don't give me that. And if he's going to be hurt, in quotes, and not play, get rid of him. Benny Snell on the carry once again. Lost with 2. Second down. He's not hurt. Don't give me that. He couldn't run the ball whatsoever start of the game. So they pull him, they tell you this, and blah, 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 and make people want to believe it. Roethlisberger, slant over the middle. Deontay Johnson once again on the reception. Going to be about a few yards shy of the first down. Bobby Lashley picking up the win over Eric of the Viking Raiders tonight on Raw. So yeah, Benny Snell's the go-to back in Pittsburgh, which is a good thing, because you know he's younger than Connor. He's only in his second year. Connor in a contract year. You know, they can build with him rather than building with Connor. Johnson on the reception, near side, once again. First down, Steelers. Kevin Owens interviewed backstage as well. Kevin Owens being interviewed. Steelers first down as well, so.
Ever since that miscommunication, we're big through it, hit him on his back. 7 and 18 have gotten things going, and they're much more in sync, and I think showing you things that will be, you'll see a lot of in 2020 in the Steelers offense.
Ben, gonna hand off. I mean, good play call. Run the ball on third down. You have a 9-point lead. There's 10 minutes to play. You punt. You pin them deep. You make them drive. They might turn the ball over again. Who knows? And or that was actually second down. Excuse me. So they still have to play.
Then you go spend 8 years with Bill Belichick, and you win Super Bowls with him. You're not going to, hey, Bob, you're going to take it in, and you're a head coach. He's like, I got no time for that. I got to look at the film. 1,000 reporters are taking a swipe at the offense to that one. I want to kind of stalking. Look at the Monty Griswold. Just kind of trying to keep the offensive line guessing.
Roethlisberger pass complete. First down.
20. There's a lot of play clock on first down. Inside the snow. This sounds crazy. I know he's in his 17th year, but I really believe that Ben Roethlisberger tonight, he talked about wanting to knock the rust off. The guy hasn't taken a snap.
Ben Roethlisberger damn well knocked the rust off tonight. I mean, it was a slow start, but almost 250 yards passing and 2 touchdowns on 20 of 31 completions. Previous play was a run to Snell, so 7:40 to play. Second down. Ben gonna hand off Snell once again. Snell's gonna pick up the first down and then some. Inside the 10-yard line, first and goal. Steelers. Big pickup. Simple halfback sweep near side. Good block. Snell lowers his shoulder. Be brought down right outside the 10-yard line. But a big run by Benny Snell, showcasing his talents, what he's capable of doing. And next week, week 2 against Denver, he'll be the starting running back. Hell, you might as well put Connor on IR, be done with them, and go out and sign another running back, and have him come in, and at that point you have a good backup rather than have James Conner.
Access to the internet equals opportunity. That's why we're launching our most ambitious program ever. Project 10 Million. To help close the whole
Coming on the wire, timeout, 19-10 Steelers. I believe this is an injury timeout for the Giants. But about 7 minutes to play, and I mean, hell, this game might even wrap up before 10 o'clock with Raw Underground and the main event there, along with the nightcap with Tennessee and Denver. So we might actually, depending on how this game closes out, with the quickness, with how fast, Sony, we might close up shop a little earlier than.
This feels good. This feels great for him. About a year ago when he got injured, surgery, came in with the nerves, the anxiety of not wanting to let his teammates down. As you said, a slow start. Didn't look like it was himself. It's only a 2-minute drive and he clicked in. Defensive end in his offense after not playing for an entire year, not having OTAs, not having having a normal traditional camp. It's tough. It's tough on all these guys. Even a guy that's played 17 years.
Because they're on the ball. Continue to run the ball out of this timeout. 7:13 to play. You have a 9-point, 19-10 lead. Ball's at the 14-yard line. And tack onto your lead and don't look back. Jalen Samuels on the carry. 2 yards for him. Still to come on Raw, steel cage match, Seth Rollins, Dominic Mysterio, Drew McIntyre, and Keith Lee, along with Raw Underground.
Back in 30 seconds after this word from DraftKings.
Now the Giants call timeout.
Hey, football fans, Jesse Cofield.
Giants take their first time out of the
Giants down to 2 timeouts. They somehow limit Pittsburgh to a field goal attempt. Keep this a 2-possession game.
Pittsburgh coming out of the huddle. 6:12 to play, up 9. Once again, 19-10 still. 12-12. Juju in motion, going to fake the give to him on the end around handoff. Benny Snell on the run. Gets inside of the 10 to the 8. It'll be 3rd down.
Steelers are going to have 2 meetings with their arch rivals in the division. Baltimore, 2 meetings within a month. They're away in late October. With a home Thursday game in November. How great will those games be this year? They're always great. This defense with Lamar Jackson on the other side. Yeah. See him again on Monday night just before Christmas at your Bengals.
Joey Burrow, I thought, played well his first game. Didn't he look good? He gave his team a chance. Really good defense. The Chargers gave his team a chance there late to try to win it.
You're not competitive. He is, though. He's not moral victory.
No.
And Stefan Wisniewski injured, coming out. And that's not a good sign by any means for the offensive line, because he was already replacing David DeCastro tonight, who was down and out injured at the guard position as well. So that guard position's going to, the offensive line as a whole, if DeCastro can't come back and Wisniewski can't play starting next week, you're going to have to keep an eye on that. Out of the gun, empty set. Ben gonna throw, complete, touchdown, Steelers. Juju Smith-Schuster once again for the 2nd time tonight as he celebrates Ben Roethlisberger now with 3 passing touchdowns on the evening. And now actually we're going to go to another commercial break before the extra point following the touchdown because there's another injury on the Steeler offensive line. Zach Banner, your right tackle, injured, so not a good sign there either. Offensive line going to be all shaken up now, and hopefully they can go later on, but a few commercial breaks back to back here with the touchdown in between with some injuries. But, Pittsburgh gonna win this, it looks like, up 25-10 right now, pending the extra point when we return. Seth Rollins backstage in the locker room, shoving Buddy Murphy up against the locker. So yeah, they're splitting them. I mean, I knew that. I called that like back in May. Maybe even before then. You have to go check my videos, but no more Messiah on Raw here coming up shortly, and his disciples will be all over the place. Hell, a couple of them already got released in AOP. And Austin Theory back down in NXT is just Buddy Murphy now. And he'll get lost in the shuffle too once Rollins goes away. They won't do anything with him. WWE Thunderdome.
respect that. That cough looks pretty bad. Try this new Robitussin Honey Severe. The real honey you love.
And the steel cage match with Rollins and Dominic Mysterio coming up next on Raw. And then we'll have Raw Underground as well, along with Drew McIntyre, Keith Lee. So this fourth quarter dragging on, but a few injuries on the Steeler offensive line here as of late. Yeah, that's not good. Banner went down. It looked like non-contact, and then Ben was plowed into him after throwing the touchdown pass. So touchdown Steelers. Ben found Juju again for the score, and then Boswell with the extra point up and good. It's 26-10 now, with 5:23 to play. And Ben over there talking to Zach Banner right now, as he's in some tears right now. I think he knows he did something to his knee. He might have blew his knee out, honestly, or his Achilles, because that didn't look good. And if they're going to be down him at right tackle, no more Zach Banner, this offensive line going to be not obviously as good as what has been, but everybody's going to be playing every position, looks like, this year. And he actually has to have a few of his teammates carrying him to the cart, so that's not a good sign. His knee's probably done for, because he hopped up when he was walking, and then Ben got pushed into him. So he's being carted off now, and yeah, his season's probably done for. And that's unfortunate. So look for the Steelers to potentially go out and sign a backup running back if Connor can't go, or a few offensive linemen. And then, I mean, a lot of injuries so far here, week one. Leighton Vander Esch went down last night against the Rams for the Dallas Cowboys. Linebacker broke his collarbone. He's going to be out for about half the season. Wouldn't be surprised they go out and sign Clay Matthews with the McCarthy and Matthews connection from Green Bay. He got some interest following his release from the Rams by the Broncos, but they couldn't come to a deal. So I wouldn't be shocked if Clay Matthews potentially tomorrow or sometime soon this week signs the Dallas Cowboys to be a starting linebacker for them, because Sean Lee's also injured once again on IR. So ball at midfield, 1st and 10 for the Giants. Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones gonna tuck it and run, picks up 13 yards, another first down Giants, as they trail by 26 to 10 now. Trail by 16, excuse me, 26 to 10, with 4:35 to play. And they've let this game get away from them because of a few turnovers and the Steeler defense shutting them down. Jones has been sacked a few times, and Pittsburgh done on offense once they got going after the slow start. No looking back after scoring 3 touchdowns from Ben Roethlisberger and a few field goals. I get the missed extra point. That's the only differential, why it's an odd 26 to 10 score, but yeah. R-Truth backstage, and then there's actually a Kit Kat promo, it looks like, with Liv Morgan walking up. And break me off a piece of that. Blank, blank, blank. You guys can fill that in. Daniel Jones almost brought down, incomplete. Terrell Edmonds on the coverage. And we got a flag on the play as well. Steel cage.
Defense, number 22. It's a 5-yard
coming up next with Rollins and Dom Mysterio. MVP on commentary with Cole and Saxton right now once again. And Titans Broncos still to come. Mandy Rose coming to Monday Night Raw as well, being traded from SmackDown. So Mandy Rose no longer on SmackDown, she's on Monday Night Raw. Daniel Jones looking to throw over the middle, it's caught. Sterling Shepard short of the line to gain. 409 and change now to play. Here comes the Monday Night Messiah, Mr. Nickname Seth Rollins. Yeah, we'll close up shop even before this steel cage match gets underway. After this game gets over, 3:45. Jones looking to throw, incomplete. Saquon quit running. Good coverage though by Devin Bush.
He's dealing with it. We haven't talked a whole lot about Tua tonight, but he's more than capable as well up there. Just rushing for nothing that time overly complicated. Usually wait till.
But yeah, once this game wraps up, we'll before this match gets underway, Raw ends with Raw Underground, the steel cage match, and then McIntyre Keith Lee and the Titan Bronco game gets underway. There's a false start there, but they're going to call it. I mean, it's late. It's pointless. Giants are down 16. They need 2 touchdowns and 2 point attempts to tie it up.
Always important is when you have a coach that demands, and they all do in the NFL, but when you're trying to change a culture, you want to fight to the end, right? You don't want to show any sign of quit. And that's what the Giants are doing right now for Joe Judge.
From the 19, Daniel Jones over the middle, complete. Saquon Barkley, the 12-yard line. He's had a good night receiving. Catching the ball in the backfield, don't get me wrong, but they cannot run the ball. And he's a running back. Like, you need to still be able to run the full season.
So he sees the blitz coming from the slot there, from Mike Hilton on his right. Checked out again.
Jones incomplete. 2:34 to play. Monday Night Football normally doesn't begin until after 8, with an 8:15, 8:20, 8:30 start. But with the doubleheader, 7 p.m. tonight for the first game, 10:20 for the second. But next week, Saints and Raiders from Vegas on Monday Night Football. That should be a good game.
2 plays to get the 3 yards here. Jones delivers.
Pass complete, first down Giants. They'll give them forward progress. So right now, I mean, not even 10 o'clock. Come this time next week, it probably won't even be halftime, or it might be just starting the third quarter. Yeah, both these teams haven't utilized tight ends. Along with all the other teams in the league this weekend. For week 1. I mean, yesterday Gronk 2 catches, Jason Witten 2 catches.
Either side, Ingram on his left and Saquon Barkley on his right, and he went for Barkley up against the backer.
It seems like Daniel Jones' go-to guys throwing the football are going to be Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, and Saquon. Once they can get him running the football, it's also going to be Saquon Barkley catching the ball in the backfield. But they need to go to Evan Ingram too at tight end. So, I mean, he's still throwing for almost 300 yards, which isn't a good sign for the defense, but it is also in relief. You know, down by 16 as he throws it away. 2-minute warning. It's 26-10. Giants are going to have a few more plays here. They're right on the outside of the end zone, so they might score here, but I'd honestly rather them not I would think a lot of the people, if they pick the under on this, you know, they would also agree. Just so it's not, you know, as close as to the 45 as you can get. Because it's 26-10, and then you add the 7 if they do score, that's 43. I can kick a field goal or score again. But if we had that extra point that was missed, have that be good, you'd really be cutting it close, especially if they scored and went for 2 and got it, and then you'd have that even out, and yeah.
The fine experience is one we all share. For Eduardo Perez, it's what fueled him as he began his career as a dishwasher, pushing himself to reach the top of one of the most challenging professions in the world. Modelo, rooting for those with a fighting spirit.
Back half of the Monday Night Football doubleheader, Davey Clowney picked up.
Braun Strowman was on Raw Underground. Did I completely miss that?
Tennessee defense against the Broncos. Contemplating as a Denver fan not to have the fun.
Hell, I said that a couple weeks ago, though. That'd be good for him to do, because they don't have anything for him to do on SmackDown. Have him on Raw Underground. Yeah. Like, they must be listening to me and moving forward with, you know, storyline-wise, some of the ideas. Once again. But nonetheless, goal to go from the 7. Out of the gun here at the 2-minute warning, officially 1:56 to play. That's a false start. Slant over the middle, it's caught. Touchdown Giants. Slayton again. His second touchdown reception this evening. They'll go for 2. Make an 8-point ball game. It's currently 26-16. I mean, really, if they just don't have those 2 turnovers, those 2 interceptions from Jones, and, you know, they play a little better defense and are able to run the ball, you know, this might be a closer game right now. But the 2-point is no good. Incomplete, intended for Sterling Shepard. And it's going to be a 26-16 final score, it looks like. The Giants will probably go for...
Honey, did you hear about these new Geico savings? We'll get an extra 15% on top of what Geico could already save you.
Cage match with Rollins and Mysterio underway. Seth just rubbed the entire face of Dominic Mysterio on the steel cage. I don't know if he bladed by any means, but his whole face is bloody. He's bleeding pretty bad here on Raw. As the steel cage match got underway there, right before that last commercial break. But yeah, Braun Strowman invading Raw Underground, I guess. I didn't see that, but how I didn't, I must have completely missed it. But like I said a couple weeks ago, it'd be good for them to put him on Raw, put him on Raw Underground, and, you know, move forward there, because they don't have anything to do on SmackDown now after he lost the Universal title. So that's actually a good move. I like that, because then it gives Raw Underground, if they're actually going to do something with it, because it still looks like they're going to do something with it, unfortunately, because they've still been doing it. Gives that a top star in Strowman. It gives them somebody that people know who the hell he is, rather than, other than Owens and Aleister Black last week in Hurt Business when they've appeared, and maybe Ziggler. But other than that, like, it's been awful. It's been pathetic. Last week was the best, I thought, for Raw Underground, but we'll see what happens. Big spine buster into a power bomb for Dominic Mysterio and Seth Rollins. Steel cage match continues. Steelers ready for the onside kick. They recover, so that'll do it. And Pittsburgh going to win on Monday Night Football tonight by a final score of 26-16. as they'll run the ball here a few times and then also take a few kneel downs to close it out. So once again, thanks for tuning in and watching, and be sure to tune in on Thursday for Bengals Browns, along with Broncos Texans, Broncos Steelers, Texans Steelers following Sunday. Texans will play the Ravens next week. Steelers Ravens on Thanksgiving this year, actually. So hand off Benny Snell. Well, final stats here in a second, so bear with me. But yeah, Bengals Browns on Thursday, Broncos Steelers, Patriots Seahawks on Sunday, Broncos hosting the Titans coming up next, and then Saints Raiders next Monday night with Monday Night Raw. James Conner can't be happy. I mean, getting benched. He's not hurt. Don't give me that. He is not hurt. They benched him because he sucks. Benny Snell's the go-to now. Derek Watt in the ball game, fullback. Give him some carries, maybe. He's in the block, though. Buddy Murphy attacking Rey Mysterio ringside. Hand off Benny Snell again. Just don't fumble. Another timeout from the Giants. Going to be 3rd and 2 with 1:42 to play. So they don't pick up first down. Pittsburgh will punt. And the Giants, you know, they'll get the ball back here maybe and then potentially score again, but probably not, because all Pittsburgh's going to have to do here is get a first down and then take a knee. Take a couple knees. Titans coming onto the field out in Denver. No fans in attendance out there either, other than some cardboard cutouts. Yeah, big sort of come from behind win for the Steelers on Monday Night Football after a slow start. But hey, a win's a win. So 26-16 right now, 1:42 to play. Ben under center out of the eye, going to hand off Benny Snell here again. Here it looks like so. That's what he does. Snell not going to get the first down, it looks like. He might have after a late push. They're going to mark him shot, though. 4th down. 4th down, Steelers. I mean, they can drain this clock to 52, 54 seconds about. And then they'd have to punt. Or they could kick a long field goal, but I wouldn't want to risk it and have it potentially get blocked and returned. Ben could pooch punt it. You know, have him in the gun and then step back and pooch punt it. I think that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to pooch punt here. 55 seconds officially. The Steelers drain it and then call a timeout. They could have just took a delay game there, backed them up 5 yards. Or then the Giants could have declined it and said no, but then you can't do that now anymore. They changed that rule.
It's going to be difficult. The more new faces you have, the tougher it's going to be at the beginning of the season. It's great.
And I think with the Giants moving forward after this week, you know, when you're trying to change a culture, you want them to...
The Giants played good at points in times, but Pittsburgh, after the slow start, they found their rhythm and they were able to, you know, get the offense moving, and they were able to score some points and take the lead and not look back. So Ben gonna be under center, maybe a sneak, end around. And they give it to Chase Claypool, and then he slides, picks up the first down, and that'll do it. Pittsburgh can take a knee here after 40 seconds, and that'll be the ball game. Steelers going to win 26-16 tonight on Monday Night Football. Good play call. I wasn't expecting that by any means. Especially an end around to a rookie receiver, you know, to close out the game. So they'll take a knee here, and that'll do it for game one. of the doubleheader tonight on Monday Night Football with the Pittsburgh Steelers after a slow start, coming from behind and picking up the win to win 9 straight now on Monday Night Football, 26-16 on the road against the New York Football Giants. That is now final 20. A slow start for Pittsburgh. A slow start on all ends with technical difficulties and just everything going on there. But to wrap up week 1 in the NFL, I mean, still to come, Titans-Broncos after this. That'll be a good game, but we'll close it out with this cage match on Raw still going on with Rollins and Mysterio. Rollins actually ringside attacking Buddy Murphy, turning on him, which I expected. Saquon and James Conner and Marcus Allen and Juju Smith-Schuster, Penn State, Pitt, and USC. Post-game convo. Now we have some prayers with some Giant and Steeler players. Post-game interview as well with Maria Taylor interviewing Big Ben Roethlisberger in his first game back, picking up the win. And, you know, good to see Ben back. He,
How does the elbow feel after the game? It seemed like the 2-minute drill was when everything started to.
I'm just thankful. I told the guys, I don't need to accomplish anything personally anymore. It's about being with the defense that I think is as good as any that I've ever played with. Skill guys that are young and fun to play with, and then of course my line, who I love to death, and they love.
Ben thankful for his teammates, and he came back because of them. As Raw Underground kicks off tonight on Raw.
He's like 7 years old. He's allowed to stay up and watch his fight.
One of them was going to fight to stay up the whole game. The middle son was like, we'll give you the halftime.
Ben Roethlisberger coming back from his elbow injury that happened 1 year ago tomorrow. And good to see Ben back. Like I said, I wouldn't necessarily say, you know, look like he has in his prime before, but he looked pretty damn well tonight in the first game back. You know, 3 passing touchdowns, you know, almost 250 yards passing. 2 of them were to Juju, the other to James Washington. But after a slow start, they are able to starting to run the football as Roethlisberger and Mike Tomlin walk off with each other. They started to run the ball better. They were able to do that. They got all their playmakers the ball when they needed to. They didn't go the tight end as much, but there's room to improve on that for sure. There, deeper on Vance McDonald. Yeah, Benny Snell's your running back. James Conner can back him up, you know, for the time being, until they, you know, figure something else out. There's Braun Strowman on Raw Underground. All right, Braun Strowman on Raw Underground right now. But Chase Claypool even played good. He had a few catches. He had that one too, drag on the far sideline early in the first half for a big catch. Deontay Johnson, rough night, but he came back. He played well in the second half. They started out slow. You had the muff punt, led to 3 for the Giants, and then they couldn't get going on offense. 3 and outs left and right, but then they finally found their groove. They found their rhythm, built on that momentum, and you know, were able to, you know, move the ball on offense. And Ben looked good. He did, and they were able to run the ball when they needed to late. And really, that's all they needed to do, along with playing good defense. And like I said, I don't know how many times already earlier tonight, If their defense was not playing the way they did tonight, they wouldn't have been in this ball game. So kudos to the D, kudos to the Steeler defense, and I mean, hell, two turnovers as well, 2 interceptions from Daniel Jones to T.J. Watt and Cameron Hayward. But yeah, their defense kept them in this game and then won them the game when needed after the offense, of course, got moving. So a slow start, but it's a 60-minute ball game. It's not how you start; it's how you finish. And the Steelers tonight, to kick off 2020, defeat the New York Giants 26-16. Titans Broncos coming up next. I'll take Monday Night Raw will continue here, but yeah,
We've all made it through to the final game of week 1 of what will be a most interesting National Football League season.
Interesting week 1, to say the least. I mean, a good game from Pittsburgh. After the slow start, things to build on, of course. But we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a long season, no doubt about that. Steelers host the Broncos next week before Houston comes to town on the 27th. And just be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media, and tune back in next weekend for more live reactions, play-by-play, with the Bengals, Browns, Broncos, Steelers, Patriots, Seahawks, along with the Saints and Raiders next Monday night. A slow start for Pittsburgh tonight, but they come back and get the job done on the road to kick off the year, defeating the Giants once again.
Well, John Elway has certainly given him the keys to the car, and he flashed athleticism and playmaking ability in the last 5 games a year ago. But the question is, with the youngest offense in the National Football League, an average age of 25, can he continue?
Thanks for watching. I will see everyone on Thursday for Bengals and Browns before, once again, Broncos, Steelers, Patriots, Seahawks next Sunday, and then Saints, Raiders next Monday night on Monday Night Football. Steelers 26, Giants 16, as the big dog joins us as we close everything out. You want to say bye to everybody? Say thanks? Huh? No? You look at me like I'm crazy? Yeah, I probably am. But yeah, Titans Broncos coming up next, and technical difficulties, I mean, they really weren't that bad until, when I didn't really want them to be. Here at the end, once again, when I'm trying to wrap everything up, go home, and obviously that's a sign that it wants me to wrap it up, but hey, I can get with it. Steelers win on Monday night, 26-16. I'll see everybody on Thursday for Bengals and Browns.